Runaway robot. Welcome everyone to DieFall, Season 2, Episode X. I don't actually remember what this is. Is this 14?
14, I believe.
14?
Something.
Oh, Season 2, Episode 3? 4? Something like that?
Season 1 plus 3.
Season 1 plus 3.
I like that.
Welcome to our Dungeons & Dragons live show here, where I am your DM, Runaway Robot, or Joel. We have, wow, everyone's in the wrong spot. I just realized that you're not Ignis.
I'm Ignis now.
I am Darien. Hello.
I just need to move these. Here we go. Ignis goes over here. Hi.
Oh, yeah, I need to be watching the stream.
Everyone got so switched around. Look at that. All right, cool. So that's we're good there. Well, I'll have to fix it live on the maps for this, but whatever. Fuck it. We're doing it live, boys. So this is our Dungeons and Dragons live show with Professor Sacrum, Rel Plays, and bonus stage Rob. It's a grand old time where people die frequently, and we try not to die frequently.
Let the die fall where it may.
Yeah. So while I sit here and get set up, we're going to talk about our new system that I DM'd you guys about or put in the Discord, our goals system, right? So this is a thing I talked about during the DM prep stream a little earlier for those of you guys in the chat that were here for that. It's a thing where we're trying to, we being me, supplementing experience gain with not just being combat, because 5e is really strict about how combat is handled and how experience is gained and how people level. So I don't want to keep it restricted because it makes the game very predictable. If you don't have combat, you don't proceed, right? You don't level up your character, and that's a problem. That's not okay. So what we're going to do is develop a goal system, which is what I'm working on now, and it's going to be pretty fluid, and we're going to figure it out together, and it's going to be a good time. So when we talked about goals previously, in the chat, it could be anything you want it to be, and it can be on a session-by-session basis, or it could be something that you're trying to work really hard towards for a long period of time. And all of these things will be taken into account for the difficulty of completion of this goal, which increases the amount of experience that you gain for that goal, etc., etc. So you could delay gratification and end up with like a 2K experience bump at one point in time, but you also may fall behind the total curve of the group. So a lot of this is going to be how the group balance is going to change a little bit depending on how goals work, but this is just a supplementation. Combat will still count. So what you guys did last time still counts towards your total experience, like goals, and that'll all count as well. Up until we get to a point where maybe combat's less important than like when you're in higher levels, it becomes kind of negligible to try to balance experience around combat, and then goals will be more prioritized. But that's what we're going to talk about today, at least right before we jump into the main meat of our story from last time. So I think what we're going to do is each of you guys go ahead and pull up your character sheets, and there should be a notes section in there, okay? And so on my side, and we're just going to talk about this, and we're going to talk it out, and I'm going to write it down on my side, is what your goals are going to be. And so you have 3 personal goals that you'll be able to change at the beginning of every session, or at the end of every session. And then goals completed, or goals that you've kind of made steps toward, you'll receive experience for at the end of the session. Not necessarily at a rest, but literally just at the end of a session, right? So you get something out of a session if you've tried to pursue a goal of yours, okay? So Rel and I already talked about some of his, so we're going to just start with him so we can kind of get a feel for how this is going to sound. So we each get 3 goals. So Rel, the beginning of this session, what do you want your 3 goals to be for Ignis?
Let me refer back to what I said, just so I don't forget. 3 goals were to find and save my father.
Yep.
Get revenge against the person who poisoned him or ordered him poisoned, as the case may be. And for this session, at least, to devise a method to counter being dragged through an underground tunnel by troglodytes.
Okay.
I don't know how many more of those there are.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Hang on, I'm messing with the audio stuff real quick. Okay.
And I'm messing with lunch, so no worries.
So 3 was Preventing
drowning.
Drowning? Okay, that's
preventing.
that's entirely different.
Oh, that one I could actually do in 1 or 2 levels. I forget.
True, if you wanted to keep that. Yeah.
No, this is basically a method to counter getting dragged through the underground tunnels again, or underwater tunnels, I should say.
Prevent forcibly being dragged. Okay.
Which could be anything from just, I don't know, shock
sure,
boots.
We could do that.
Like
so
they grab onto my shoes, shock boots.
Just a for number 2. So the poisoner or the person who ordered poisons, 2 entirely different goals.
Yeah, I know, and that's kind of between. Hey, do I really want to just punish this particular orc, or is it more like, oh, he's gonna die anyway? Maybe I should just get the guy who hired him.
Right. Well, that's a decision that we kind of need in the goals area. So just pick one of those 2 now, and you don't necessarily have to accomplish this thing in this session, right? The longer that you pursue something actively, the more general experience that you're gonna get.
I would say the person who ordered it.
Okay. Sure. All right. So Rob, how about Darien? What is in this current situation? What does Darien feel like he needs to do? What are his three goals that he would like to accomplish, either in this session or as a whole, really?
They're like broad, but also immediate.
Sure.
At least this one is protect the Viscount Ignas. Like, no question. I am a knight, I see myself as a knight sworn to protect him.
Sure.
So there's that. There is our overall mission, because I think that there's glory in completing our mission for Earl Reist. This is essentially another notch on Darien's belt that really doesn't have a lot of notches, to be honest.
The notch on the glory belt. Gotcha.
The notch on the glory belt, at least in his mind.
So complete the mission as set out by Earl Reist.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the third goal is get to know that elf babe better.
Oh my. Okay. A nice get to know you session with the elflet.
And that's all I'll leave it at for now.
The third goal is tap that.
Yeah, well, okay, so this you want to get closer to, either as a friend or otherwise, right?
Yes.
You want to so the way that we're gonna write the goal here is become closer with Miera.
Perfect.
All right. So the way that these interpersonal goals work is that they, depending on what happens, that person is the judge of whether or not you succeeded that.
Yeah.
Right. So like you make an attempt to get closer to Miera, and generally there has to be a role tied to this somewhere. So like, let's say you try to understand something or you try to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, to accomplish one of these goals, a role needs to be tied to it. So that's just how interpersonal stuff's going to work.
Okay.
So you would like to become closer with Miera. Cool.
Yeah. Are
I like
you
that.
real quick? I'm not seeing the notes section on the character sheet.
I was gonna say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just
one
writing
second.
him. I'm just writing him in the section that's marked allies and organizations, and only because that's the one that's closest to the top.
Sure. Let me click on Darien here.
Unless I just don't know which panel it's under.
I know where it's on the physical sheets.
Where go to when you click on your page and you go over and it says bio info, character sheet, and attributes and abilities. And then at the top right it says edit.
Yep.
Can you guys click that edit button?
Yes.
Do you have a bio and info thing down there? That's just a text block. All right, that right there.
That's the one.
Oh, okay.
Yep, utilize that. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll make sure we're on the right map page here too when we start rolling. Okay, so that's
where I put it.
That's there. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you put it, just as long as it's accessible to you. I'll have a log that I have on Roll20 for us.
All right.
All right, Miera, you have 3 goals.
Okay.
What are they?
So a big long-term goal that she's looking for is really just to gather information about who attacked her village recently and stole her brother. Or kidnapped her brother, I should say, youngest brother.
Sure.
let's see. A goal that she wants to accomplish every session is definitely to keep Balmiar alive.
Okay, she wants to keep the Panther alive. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so generally, depending, that's another one of those things that these like defending things, these protecting things.
Yeah.
This works. But how you protect them, depending on the difficulty of what you've done to do that, really drives how much experience you're going to pick up for that. Just as a heads up.
Right.
So you want to protect Balmiar. Cool.
Yeah.
You like your Panther buddy. That makes sense.
I mean, yeah. And I guess for last measure, make sure idiots don't die. Darien.
Okay, so this is a like you want to protect the group as a whole.
Yeah, I guess like the group as a whole could do that.
Sure. So you want to?
I guess we could probably edit protect Balmiar
and just do the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying because I don't want you like.
To protect.
I'm not gonna let you double dip on the experience to like you did the same thing twice.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, especially when one of them is harder than the other.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. So I think I'm gonna change, if you're okay with it, I'd like to change the Balmiar one to you want to keep the group safe. So what does that means? Does that mean you want to keep them so safe they don't get hurt, or you want to keep them safe enough that they don't die?
Safe enough that they don't die.
Okay.
At the very least.
Because one of those is significantly harder than the other, right?
Yeah.
Watching Darien trip over every poisonous mushroom in the last session would have been really hard to stop.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So as long as we're on the same page there.
Oh, yeah, totally. Make sure everybody
okay, so a new third one. What do you think?
A new third one. Oh.
Yeah. So remember in the situation that you're in, you guys are right now in these caverns being led by Jirok Iron Tusk, an orc. Who seems to have been a former warrior for the Orc King, had worked for the advisor to the king on his king's orders, and is now apparently a turncoat. Right? That's what you guys know.
Right.
He's leading you deeper into these caverns, and you have a mission from Earl Reist to stop the advisor from doing whatever the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
So, however you want to do that, or I mean, you have your friends.
Yeah, I guess just a goal that really comes out to it is for herself. I guess for herself would be to get out of the caverns with little to no injury.
Okay. So no lasting impact.
Yeah.
From being in the caverns.
Yes.
Okay. Sure, we can do that. No lasting impact to her personal self.
Yeah.
Right? Not because we already have the group.
Yeah, no, this is like for herself.
To herself from the caverns. And again, so here's the thing. The beauty of this whole system is by the end of the session, these goals may have changed, and you are more than welcome to change them out. Also, these are not the only things that you guys are allowed to pursue. There's plenty of things in the background that like maybe you want to do this thing, or maybe you want to set up this thing for the next session or something like that. And it, just be kind of fluid with it because it will go session by session. Cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. This is good. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Right now, I have set as your overarching group goal to complete the mission that Earl Reist has set out for you. Now, as you guys go through your campaign or you guys talk outside of the game, if you have other group goals you'd like to accomplish, we can add up to 2 more of those. But as of right now, group goals are kind of long-term issues, right? These are your missions. These are your overarching quest goals. All right. Okay. Cool. I like this. This is good. So now after we're doing goals, we're going to go ahead and dive down into the game proper here and discuss where we left off last time. So like I discussed, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the map scene here so we can kind of get everyone on the same page about where we did leave off, which is in these caverns with all of these pools of water surrounded by a bunch of weird, dark, poisonous mushrooms that some of them, when they're large enough, explode on if they're touched, as well as it was the home of about, I think it was 6 troglodytes, right? And they all seemed to be rather corrupted, and they had like black smoke pouring out of their eyes and like weird fungal protrusions on them. So it was kind of a weird thing. Do you have a question, Professor? Are you raising your hand for that?
No, I'm just I want to notify you that, at least according to what I see on stream, all of our placements are incorrect on this page.
What do you mean incorrect?
I'm under Darien.
Yep.
Ignis is under.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Hang on. I knew I was going to have to switch these.
Just wanted to let you know.
yeah. I already forgot about having to change that on the Discord screen. So here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I got you. I'll have to do it again on the stats screen. So go ahead and remind me when we get there.
Yeah, I'll let you know when we get there.
Awesome, cool. So we are in these caverns. You had these like weird troglodyte corrupted creatures with these black fungal protrusions, and it looked like they had been eating all of these like weird fungal entities that were around these pools. And it had caused them to have some like odd issues. They don't look normal. At least I remember someone made a nature check to try to see if they recognize what these creatures are. And it was, yeah, they're a troglodyte thing, but they definitely aren't normal. So where we ended, it looks like we had taken out the last of the troglodytes. I remember Jirok had ended up throwing one of his darts and it like killed the guy who was trying to kill Ignis after he'd been dragged through the water underneath all of these caverns. So it was kind of a dicey situation. So that's where we'll begin, okay? The only thing, Miera, my big question is, do you make your way to your friends?
Well, first off, because I'm assuming that I've heard like commotion kind of stop in a second.
Sure. So like you're out of combat now.
Yeah, because I'm out of combat. Like Balmiar got to the ledge from what I remember last.
His butt is in the water.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yes, he popped one of the mushrooms and it hit two other people. But yeah, it's
I think the pertinent question is: are there any mushrooms left to trip over?
So
I will find them.
Yeah.
Darien, roll to find all mushrooms and eat them. So Ignis, where you're at, around that area there, it seems to be devoid of mushrooms. It looks like, much how I described the center portion, they've been picked. A lot of the larger ones have been either picked or removed, or they were plucked before they had reached that size. So it looks like these troglodytes had been, eating these dark, weird mushrooms, but had left some of the ones up at the entrance as more of a protective measure, understanding like that they were poisonous in some way, right? So in this area that you're in here, the one that you can see doesn't seem to be anything around it. The big one, Darien, that you can see looks like it's basically there's small ones here, but nothing as big and that has like the bulbous protrusions on it that exploded, as well as the one north of you. It looks cleared, right? So all of these things look cleared, and the water looks a little weird and kind of like I'm not gonna say like corrupted. I mean, you were in there. It's just muddy. It's water, right? It's murky. Yes, thank you. It's murky water in a cave, and apparently these mushrooms had been thriving in this area. But yeah, so that's what you see currently. Where Miera is, there's a couple of these big bad boys hanging around still. Balmiar kind of knocked over the biggest one, and that's already down, right? So we're not super worried about that. Essentially, you can make a choice here. Do you want to jump the gap, or do you want to get in the water, get a little wet, and swim across that little gap there on your way?
Let's see. I think probably swimming would be the safest option, just because of puncturing anymore.
Yeah, no, easy enough. If you were going to jump, I mean, you'd have to, like, make a check to jump it.
Yeah,
but it's fine. All you would do is just land in the water, because the mushrooms on that side are now gone, except for the ones up the other side, that little Y area. Yeah, the other side still has some, but you guys kind of already knocked over everything on the way down here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go through the water and probably help Balmiar get out of the water.
Easy enough. So you guys, this is kind of the end of usefulness for this map. Just as a heads up, the combat's over, right? So just looking at the map, we don't need to move any tokens. So you guys join up, right? Let's say you guys you join up around where Darien and Jirok are on the side of the pool. What would you like to do?
Oh wait, so we're all together again?
Yeah, so
you're all together.
Okay.
Oh, my lord. Are you okay?
That was a singularly unpleasant experience. In a series of unpleasant experiences, that was probably the third worst.
The important thing is that we all made it out there alive.
I suppose so. And I suppose I have to thank you, and I'm talking to, was it Jared? Jarek?
Jirok.
Jarak. Thank you. I suppose I have
Jared.
to...
Yes, Jared.
He went to Jared.
He went to Jirox. No. Let's not mention Jared. There's bad blood there. I guess I have you to thank for the assist.
He looks over to you and nods and he says, "Our job is not done yet."
Right. Then where do we go from here?
He
I don't
looks,
even know where I am, for that matter.
He kind of gestures backwards and says, "The way we came, though," and he looks down at himself and over at Darien and says, "Maybe a rest would be nice."
Gladly.
Agreed.
Because he looks really messed up.
Actually,
He doesn't look good. Darien doesn't look too good either.
Yeah, if we kind of rest like over here where I came out, it looks like that's kind of a, I mean, it's a small area, but it's also, it's got a single choke point.
I mean, sure. So in this case, you guys are, I mean, you've handled what you know of all the troglodytes, right? So,
right.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to be on that side or this side. Again, you don't need to move your tokens right now. They're just for, we're just leaving the map up just so you know where you're at, right?
Sure.
Okay.
So sure. So would you guys like to take a short rest here? It's too soon for you to take a long rest. This is literally about 30 minutes after you woke up. So
what do we get with a short rest again? Hit dice restored?
yeah, so you can use hit die to restore your health. So you I think you're all full on hit dice, so you should be able to just roll hit die. And it'll go ahead and populate that, and you just add that to your health.
Okay, so we can roll as many as we want?
Up to whatever the total is, yes.
Right.
But remember, you only regain half on resting.
Yeah. I didn't take any damage in that
Okay,
last
so-
encounter, so
Okay,
I'm good.
so I would restore 2 because I have 4 total hit dice.
Correct.
Okay.
So Miera, I mean, you aren't hurt. Would you like to do something while they're waiting?
I mean, the only thing that I would need to do would be to like, I can't recharge my spells or anything because I think I used 2 of them already.
Yeah. So in a long rest is when you would get your spells back.
Yeah.
As a ranger.
Okay.
But I mean, you're more than welcome to take a look around the caverns, inspect bodies, perceive things, try to walk around and look at stuff. I mean, that's up to you.
I forget.
I'm giving you options since you are not. A short rest is an hour, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
these guys are literally just sitting there, not really doing anything, trying to rest.
I'm,
Right,
I
but
think
if
I'm
I'm
just
just
gonna
sitting
kind of
here-
inspect Balmiar and just see if everything's okay because he did pop the mushrooms and I just want to make sure he's all right.
Sure,
on.
I'm pretty sure he took a little bit of damage there too.
I also realized, since we're just sitting here, can I also infuse an item? The spell.
I would say because casting a spell, depending on which one it is, only takes 6 seconds, right? Like a round, depending
but
on what spell it is.
I'm infusing an item in this case.
As far as I know, infusion only takes you hold the item,
Yeah.
cast the spell, and that's it.
Okay.
So
The other question I had was, we only regain spell slots on long rest, right?
correct.
Okay.
So sorry, I have a question real quick. What was that about hit dice? Am I supposed to? We can only use half of them, restore half. I'm confused.
Right. Okay. So you can use as many hit dice as you have, right? Like, so on your sheet, you have a total amount of hit dice and your current amount. You restore half your total on full rest.
Yeah, so like I have had
Oh,
4
half
total.
your total of hit dice on a full rest.
Yeah.
Correct. So like
Oh, okay.
I had 4, I used
Yeah.
3, I get back 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Correct. But you can spend up to your total.
Okay, but I can spend as many as I want, and it's just a matter of rolling it to see how. Like right now, I rolled 6, and I'm getting back 6 health. Is that how that works?
Correct.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So like,
Okay.
because you took a ton of damage, you
I'm
might want
rolling
to
them
roll some.
all.
Yeah, you might want to roll some. So and like in
Yeah, go
Jirok's
for it.
case, I'm gonna go ahead and roll his. He
Pardon me.
is a
Let's see, where was it?
+2.
Same time on action key.
Okay. He's gonna roll them all for him. I gave him hit dice because he's technically a high, like a leveled NPC now.
Mhm.
So So that's 21, 28. He restores 28 his health. Good for him.
Proud of him.
Proud of him.
All right. So since we're just hanging around, I'm going to take the opportunity to attempt my first idea for preventing underwater dragging.
Okay, so while you're resting, you technically can't do any of it. You're not resting if you start doing stuff.
Oh, fine.
So if the group's just wanting to hang around, or they want to, here's the thing, like they can just start doing stuff too. Like we say, okay, the hour has passed. Miera, you have an extra hour to do whatever you wanted to do, and you're just checking up on Balmiar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you spend an hour hanging out with Balmiar. Fine, hour's over. What would you like to do? Your rest is done.
I am going to infuse my underpants.
Go for it.
All right.
What would you like to infuse your underpants with?
Disguise self.
Disguise self. So the infusion, you must grasp the object. So everyone watches as Ignas gets up from where he's sitting on the side of the little water pool there, reach into his pants, grab hold, and a small magical light comes out as he casts a spell. I believe there's words to be said. I think it's a verbal one as well, right? So he says some magic words and a glow comes from his crotch.
Your dickus. It's not what you think.
Yeah, disguise self. So you now your underpants are now.
Darien walks over to Ignas. It's just my lord. Is that a vitality spell?
Consider it an experiment. If I get dragged underwater again, I'll let you know how it goes.
Whatever it was it truly necessary to do it in front of everyone?
Oh, you know what? I don't know when I'm going to be dragged underwater again. I would rather do this as soon as possible.
Kind of.
Sure.
Can always turn away.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
shielding Balmiar's eyes.
I have nothing for this. I have nothing for this.
So, I would do it to a shirt, but in case I'm captured, I figured this is the piece of clothing that is least likely to be removed by my captors. It's only practical.
For the next 8 hours, your underpants are now infused with disguise self. You may take an action to basically cast as if you had cast disguise self from your underpants.
And just to be clear, it doesn't require a verbal component.
No, you just have to be holding the object, and it's a thought thing.
Great.
Yeah, because non-spellcasters could be able to use this.
Right.
So, because they know that your underpants have disguise self in them. If they reach for the underpants and cast disguise self on an action, it would affect them.
Oh, this could be funny.
So that's how that works.
Damn.
All right. So your pants are now imbued with magical power for the next 8 hours. What would everyone else like to do?
Oh God.
You have some. I mean, you have some options here. There seems to be a pathway to the south and to the north of you. You're not really sure what goes that way, or you can backtrack and go ahead and head out. I mean, there's that piece of silver that was in the pool there.
Did I not get that?
No.
Oh, it got left behind?
You got immediately dragged under the water because you slipped.
Well, geez, if it's not gonna require any crazy rolls, then yeah, I'd like to go back and grab it.
Yeah, I mean, you can go back and grab it. It's fine.
Right. Why not? Giant piece of silver, nice souvenir.
Sure.
I earned that piece of silver.
Yeah. Does anyone want to take a look around these caverns or no?
No.
I'll get it and rejoin everybody else.
Sure. Let's see. Jirok's gonna take a quick perception here. See if he sees anything. He's not very wise, but he's gonna make the effort because he has good training. 16. So Jirok takes a look around. And he just makes note. He makes a note to just tell you guys as he's getting up and getting ready to go. Ignas is heading up the cavern. Ignas, I assume you say, "I'm gonna go get that piece of silver," and you sprint off up the cavern, attempting to avoid all of the other mushrooms in the area.
Of course. And coming back as soon as possible because I'm not going to get dragged down again.
the Jirok, basically, he points off to the northern passway and the southern one. He says, "Looks like they may have made their home down in these directions as well. Worth looking at?" And he's kind of asking a question.
Do we have to go that way?
It's worth burning their homes.
I
Those
think it's just better that we
bastards.
get out of here.
He kind of shrugs and he says, "Fine by me." And he turns around and walks back up, wades through the water, and goes back up towards the entrance there. So I know you found some silver as well.
Yeah, I have it
In the
marked
previous
down
one. So each of those, they're all about like fist size, maybe a little bit larger, and it's all raw silver.
Okay.
But each of those is worth about 15 gold apiece. Okay, just so you have a value for that.
here. Okay.
I forget how many you found last time, but it's about 15 gold apiece. Okay, sure. So you head out. You go back up to the entrance of where these troglodytes live down in these caverns, and Jirok kind of waits for you all to get there, and then gestures on, and he starts leading you down these winding passageways in these caverns. There's a lot of different branching points here. You start noticing more. Like, you know how in mines there's wooden beams that hold like the dirt and stone back away from these areas, and there's also some rail that go off in different directions.
Sure.
And as you're walking, Jirok looks at Miera. I guess Miera, you're probably at the back, but he kind of glances back and he goes, "Well, I know why these two," and he kind of like moves jerks his head over to Ignas and Darien. "Want to save Erdrick, but you? Why are you here?"
I'm just kind of passing through. Nowadays, I just kind of venture for my own sake.
Interesting. That companion of yours, where did you find him?
Well, we just kind of met up one day. I was traveling alone for a while, and I saw that he was injured on the mountains. He and I have not been together very long, actually.
And yet you join them on this journey.
Well, it was kind of an unfortunate incident that occurred when I decided to join. Darien was in a little bit of trouble when I first met him, and the good heart in me, I guess, decided to help out when I needed to.
I had it handled.
What had happened? He looks like a strong warrior, and he kind of chuckles to himself a little bit.
Well, you see,
Seems he could handle himself.
There were trolls, right?
There was an ogre.
Oh, ogre, yeah. That's
a big old ogre that clobbered the crap out of Darien in some really poor rolls.
It was fine.
There was an ogre and some like little minions that he had following towards a town, and Darien was leading some of the farmers in the area to battle, and there was it wasn't going well, so I figured I would try my best to help out.
How noble of you.
Thank you.
And he kind of just turns and keeps walking. He was just curious, I guess. Sure. So yeah, I mean, you continue on for a while. The caves continue winding. It looks like there's these branching paths for the mines in all of these different directions. Jirok seems to keep up a slow, like kind of plodding pace. It's really clear that he's still very much in pain. You've noticed over the time that the veins on his neck that had like started coming up into his face have started creeping like ever higher. You're not necessarily super sure how long he can handle this, unless you'd like to find out. But he continues to lead you. Darien, you're probably going to need another torch here in a second. And by in a second, I mean, you might as well just go ahead and knock one down there. I'm trying to think, is there anything you guys want to talk about while you're traveling, or is this kind of just like a silent deal until the next thing, huh?
I suppose if I've noticed that Jirok is looking weak, I would want to ask him, You keep up?
Yeah, so it's the same as when you met him. Every once in a while, he literally has to stop moving and is basically hacking up a lung. It's not a quiet affair at all.
You're not going to die on us, are you?
He attempts to muffle himself every once in a while as well. And he darts a look back at you and says, "This is all I have left. I will succeed."
All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Yep. Do you want to, by looking at him, figure out if he's telling the truth?
I would make that attempt just to figure out if we're gonna have to like drag his corpse out of here or something.
Sure. So he's told you this is the. What do you want to know? The disease, what's affecting him, or if he thinks he's going to make it? Two different things.
Probably take a more medical approach to it and see if I can determine just how bad that cough is.
Sure. So in this case, I'm going to have you make a medicine check.
I figured. And my response is, he's probably fine.
It's pretty clear to you that something's wrong, but you don't know how badly it's actually affecting him. It seems bad, but you can't put a timeline on it, is essentially what that role means. Because it's clear, you're not dumb. You can tell that this is probably a dying man, but you can't really put like into words what it's doing to him or how long it's going to take, right? So he continues onwards. So what's the marching order here? Do you guys still have Jirok leading, or is there something else? Are you guys switching it up, or?
I'll stay behind him because he knows where he's going.
Yeah, Jirok is the one that's getting us out of the cave, so
I'm definitely staying in
well,
front of the
he's
guy that can't.
He's definitely not leading you out of them. He is leading you deeper into them. It is very clear that you are going down.
Well, we are eventually getting out of them. Yes.
Upon completion of your goal, maybe, yeah.
Okay. So our destination currently is deeper in the caves.
It seems that's where he seems to be leading you, but you don't know. None of you have actually asked. He's just walking. So
occurs to me. Yeah, we never really asked. I'll take the hit and ask him, where exactly are we going?
He takes this as a moment to pause and like lean up against a wall for a second. And he looks at you and he says, "Old Dwarven Keep, where the Shamman has made his base. Deep below the mines of Erdrick. Old. Very."
Are we going in the front door, or is there a secret passage that you know of?
No, not the front, but secret. This is just the way my brothers and I used to come in and out.
All right. Is it a path? Well, since it's a path that's known, should we be on the lookout for your brothers?
He looks like pointing you dead in the face. Yes, they will be here. I do not know where.
And this is our best route?
I know of no other. Do you?
Didn't say. All right. Keep my crossbow handy then.
Sure. Go ahead and just make a general intelligence check for me.
All right. Intelligence. Am I feeling smart today?
Yeah. When he says brothers, he's pointedly meaning others that wear the ring.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Okay. Not necessarily just run-of-the-mill orcs and cultist orcs, right?
Right.
But yeah, that's so he's told you he's leading you deeper. Apparently, there's an old dwarven fortress underneath the mines.
All right.
So, unless you have anything else to say to him, he just continues leading.
That's about it.
Sure. So he's up front, but he's focused on remembering the path, essentially. So who's behind him? Who's directly behind him?
I would probably be behind him because I want to keep an eye on him.
Sure.
And I'm right near Ignis.
And I'm
Okay, so
taking
you'd
up the
be
rear.
third, and you and Balmier are just kind of in the rear hanging out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same as it's been.
Sure. So you guys are you keep going downwards, and it looks like some of the tunnels are opening up a little bit. So it seems to be it's a larger cavern that you're walking in now, rather than kind of this. Looks like you came off of a side passage and kind of latched on into a larger main area that might have been towards maybe one of the other mining quote-unquote cities, like kind of the little town you guys saw earlier, where it was like where the miners were, their slaves, and some housing quarters, etc. Right, like that kind of area. Can I get a perception check then from Ignis?
Okay, this doesn't count for passive perception.
Okay, so I mean, if you're walking, if you're not actively looking, what's your passive?
16, right? Because I get the +5.
Not sure. I don't have your sheet up, so hang on.
It's 11 and a +5.
So it's 15 because wisdom 11 is +0. Or are you saying your wisdom's 11 or your passive perception's 11?
My passive perception is 11, and I had the 1 feat that I now can't find. Did I not write it down? Oh no, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, +5 bonus to my passive, passive wisdom, perception, and passive intelligence investigation scores.
Ah, okay. My stat sheet is wrong. You have 12 in wisdom. Gotcha. Yeah, so 16.
No, I do have 12 in wisdom. It's just it doesn't the bonus that I get from the feat isn't reflected on the sheet.
Yes.
You told me to just remember it.
Correct. Well, you could also just put it in the side there. Anyways, my stat screen on stream was wrong, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So you have 12 wisdom. Yeah, so as you guys are walking, and you're in this more open cavern, you kind of hear some echoes coming from down the direction that you're walking. You can't necessarily make out what they are.
All right. That's worrying. So I can see something walking, he said?
You hear some echoes.
Hear some echoes.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just whisper at everybody else. I hear something. Not sure what it is yet.
Okay.
Sounds like other people.
Jirok stops walking. He says, "Do you want to continue?"
Can I tell how far away they are?
Make an active perception check.
Hey, all right.
Can we assist?
He's already rolled.
Dang it.
It's gotta be before 9. No. You hear some echoing, coming from down the path that you're walking.
I would say, yeah, I think we should proceed, but be wary.
My question as a DM to you guys is, if you're being wary, does that mean you are attempting to stealth? Are you trying to be quiet? Or are you just going to continue walking, and by wary, you're just aware of your surroundings?
I can't tell. I don't know. I'm so you've made me so paranoid.
Things happen. You're walking into an enemy location. Where would you what would you like to do?
I would like to try and stealth, I think.
Yeah,
Sure.
I guess so.
All right, Darien. You all would like to stealth?
Just be careful, yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and give me some stealth rolls, because it's as a group. Basically, it'll be the average of these things, and that'll decide if you guys succeed against a roll I'll have to make here.
All right, let's see who ruins the bell curve.
So Jirok's gonna go ahead and roll his stealth here, just so you guys have it.
Oh, it's not gonna be me.
And Balmiar gets a stealth roll as well.
Yes, he does. I believe he has a plus to that too.
40, 60, 82, 91 divided by
It was
5
me.
is 18. Oh, no, we got
Are
an
you
average.
surprised?
That's an average of 18.
Oh, true.
Yeah, no, so that's an average. Darien, I'd have you The only thing I'd have you do is, because you're holding a torch, do you attempt to douse the torch for your stealth, or to walk in blind, or do you continue to carry it? You're also wearing. Are you wearing chainmail?
I'm wearing. Yes, chainmail.
All right, go ahead. The group itself has rolled really well, so it probably doesn't matter so much, but go ahead and roll again, because technically you're at disadvantage for stealth regardless while wearing chainmail.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Because you have the clinky chainmail.
So 6.
You're clinky. Yeah, you're a little clinky.
I am. Yeah, I'm gonna have to douse the torch.
Sure. Okay. So the dousing of the torch helps your friends, but you're already kind of screwed. But as a whole, you guys have rolled very well, right? These are good rolls. So the average here is what you said was it's like 18 or 19.
18.
Which is it's really
Well,
nice.
actually, if he rolled a 6, and it'd still be 17, 18.
Sure. Okay. Let me make sure that. Okay, we're gonna have to do a whispered roll here, guys. So the audience will be able to see this. But he's going to make.
I won't look.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna whisper. Yeah. Okay.
That's
Cool.
why I
So-
pop out Robo's chat so that I can't see his screen.
Yeah, I
Only
appreciate
Well, I'm
that.
doing it
chat.
just in case I needed to see the map. For whatever
No map currently.
Yeah.
It's going to click away. There we go.
So you guys proceed slowly and quietly. As you move forward, you hear basically you hear words being they're not making an attempt to be quiet. So as you move down, you can start hearing them. Does anyone but Jirok speak Orc?
Hang on. Let me see. What are the languages? No, I speak Goblin. Dang it.
Speak Goblin. Okay.
Nope, I just speak Common and Elvish.
Okay. So Jirok Jirok understands what's being said, but you guys kind of hear this like low guttural someone speaking very powerfully about something. You're not really sure what it is.
Right.
Do you proceed onwards? Do you want to ask Jirok about it? Do you
I'll
want to?
I'll whisper to him. What are they saying?
He in a hushed tone, kind of suppressing a cough real quickly. He turns to you and says, "It's some of the shaman's cultists. I think they have one of the freed slaves. He seems to be asking if they accept Karis. I mean, do you guys remember your aspect sheet or no? Because if not, Darien, roll a religion check. I believe you have the highest.
I'm looking.
Oh God, yeah, religion's intelligence, so we're in for a ride, boys.
Well, so wait, do you have proficiency in it? In religion, does anyone have proficiency in religion?
No, but I have a +4.
I just got 2.
I mean, yeah. So who wants to make just make a religion roll?
Are the aspect lists for us as players or for our characters? Like would our characters be familiar just from living in this world?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't. It's definitely one of the lesser worshipped.
Disease is lesser.
Yeah. Well, lesser worshipped because there's a lot of negative connotation there.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Anybody want to assist?
Oh, there it is.
No, so you guys know as players, Karis is the aspect of disease.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to find out is, do your characters remember the names of these? You have a cleric with you, but he doesn't necessarily know a lot about religion. He knows a lot about, I guess, his own aspect.
Darius was a paladin.
Darien?
Sorry,
yeah, paladin. Excuse me. It's still paladin of a faith. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll make that roll.
Sure, go for it.
Hey.
Yeah, you know that Karis is disease, the aspect of disease,
Makes
which
sense. We have poisonous mushrooms. We had exploding, whatever they were. I forget. Makes total sense. Why not?
sure. So do you? I assume you just inform them. Regardless, you guys continue forward. It gets louder. Do you stop Jirok to hear what they're saying again, or do you guys continue forward?
I guess we'd continue forward, but like, is there any way around? Are they right in our path?
It seems to be that you're coming closer. You can actually see dim firelight from like around a corner. There seems to be some rocky outcroppings you could kind of post up behind if you really felt like it.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this seems to be, unless you backtracked and attempted to go down a different path, this is kind of the way down right now.
Okay.
So that's up to you, right? So Jirok turns to you and says, "Do you want to try to find a way around?"
So give me the lay of the land. Like they're directly in our path. Is there any way to get past them without being seen?
You don't know. I mean, you haven't actually approached the area yet, right?
Okay.
You guys are kind of still down a little bit of a ways.
Okay. Then I guess what I'd want to do is approach and just see if there's any way past them.
Sure. So you kind of come up behind like a rocky little like outcropping, right? And you look in, and you have enough sight to be able to see that yeah, it seems to be there's kind of there's three, you could see one, two. You can see three orcs. One seems to be dressed in kind of these robes, holding a large spear, and he's talking down with his hand out towards an orc that's kneeling in front of him. And you can see towards to the side, kind of directly in front of him. You're facing in, and you can see him, and the orc that's kneeling is facing away from you. To the side, there seems to be an orc that's keeping lookout, and you can see by looking at him. You can see scarring, right? So you can see some of the ritualistic acid scars, right, that we've talked about previously that are on some of the other orcs. You can also see there's tents, bedding. There's a fire that's burning, and this orc seems to be saying something to the one that's kneeling. So far, that's what Ignas sees. Ignas is the only one that's moved up. If any of you want to proceed with him, you can. I'm utilizing the same stealth roll for this, but the passage kind of narrows a little bit, so it's harder to have everyone in the same area, right? Like you can't just all be there and see everything. As for a secretive way around, it looks like the orc that's keeping watch it looks like he's focused on what's happening with the kneeling orc in front of him. He's not watching your direction. So you can make an attempt to try to get around him, but you could kind of skirt around one of these tents and try to get around into the other side. But that being the case, that'd be another active stealth check, because this is you like attempting to utilize their distraction to get around them rather than just proceeding quietly up to a location.
Right.
All right. And I can see at least, what, 3 of them plus the shaman plus the lookout? So 5?
You can see, no. It seems it's a small party. You can see the shaman, the one that's kneeling, the lookout, and there seems to be another one that's kind of like posted up on a wall. He seems to be just looking at what's happening.
That's 4?
It's 4 total. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess should head back and let everybody else know what's going on.
Sure. Yeah. So you head back to the group where they're all waiting, back around the bend.
All right. So looks like there's 4, probably 1 shaman, 1 lookout. We could maybe sneak around. Is there another way down? And I'm going to ask this to Jirok.
Jirok says, he looks at you and he shrugs a little wide-eyed and he goes, "I've only come one way, but there are many caverns. We could figure it out."
Okay. All right. Thoughts? Opinions?
Well, do we know if any of these people would actually actively try to harm us in any way?
I think it's a fair assumption that they're going to try and kill us. Everything else has.
Do they know that you, and I point to Jarek, have betrayed them?
He looks at you and he goes, "No, I believe only my brothers have any knowledge. I don't know about the regular ones." He's struggling to find a word to describe someone that he used to work with, and now he's enemies, and he's like, I don't know how I feel about the whole situation. He says, I don't know if they know. If the advisor had told them, I know not. They could be out here. Can I get you? I meant you should have done this already. Can I get a perception roll from you for when you were looking on the group? I wanted to see if you noticed a particular thing.
Okay. Perception.
And we'll just say this is included in your description. Yeah, you totally notice. The orc that's kneeling in front of him has one of these slave circlet rings around his neck from Erdrick.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So, Darien, you're thinking of not just sneaking by them, but doing a prisoner ploy?
It could work. I mean, assuming that they don't know that he's on our side.
Yeah.
We all do look worse for wear.
Yeah, but how would we keep... All right. Because my only concern is if they realize the ruse, we can't be actually bound. We can't just walk up there, with our hands and legs totally free. We have to, at least have our hands tied up.
Right.
Yeah.
Jirok kind of gives a smirk. Be my prisoners.
Yeah. We could do that.
But it might be helpful, Ignis. You just did a disguise spell. Did you not?
I thought about that, but I wouldn't be able... It wouldn't work. I don't speak orc.
Could play the silent type.
And I have rope in my pack.
I could just make an active spell. I don't need to use the one that I put on my underwear.
True.
True.
Also, disguise self only allows you to be 1 foot total taller or shorter.
Hey, you'd be a really tiny
so
orc.
you'd be a very small orc.
So
but you also know that these orcs work with other smaller gray-skinned races as well.
I could be a goblin. And I do speak goblin.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of thing would we need to properly tie a rope that could come undone easily but still looks like it's tied?
So I'd have you make a roll for it. Essentially, it's not going to be like a knot. It's going to be like, oh, I looped it around, but it's like done well enough that it could be. It's not noticeable, but it's easily removed. Right? It's not actually tied.
Right.
Is the way that I would say that looks. So if I'm going to take a look at Ignis' sheet here just to take a look at what I would probably have you roll for this to try to see if you could do it. I think it would be performance. It's going to be... No, sleight of hand is like if you reached for something and you didn't want anyone to notice. It's stealth of the hand, right? Whereas performance is you guys are going to have to act like tied up prisoners.
Right.
Yeah. So
I think it's more like performance than something else. Right?
Okay.
I got a 0 in performance, so...
Well, so do I. I have a 0 modifier for my charisma.
So
that's a surprise for everybody.
That's the thing. It's kind of a modification of deception, right? Because you're trying to deceive them into thinking that you're doing a thing, but you have to be able to act like that thing. So it's a performance. The thing is, so let's say you can make the performance more believable, and I can give you guys advantage on the saves or on the rolls. But you have to do something rather than just like walk in there and be like, oh no, we're all these things, and Jirok like dragging you guys, like, right? So you have to, if this is something that you want to pursue, think about it in that way.
Or
I kind of like it better than my idea.
Uh-oh.
or
Yes.
you said that he had a slave circlet.
The one kneeling. Yeah.
You disguise yourself, my lord, as a goblin. We have Jurak, mushrooms.
I'll make them easier next time. Sorry.
The mushrooms. We could be working with them to free the slaves of Erdrick.
How would that work?
You two convince them that we are working to help free the slaves of Erdrick. We are a couple of noble do-gooders, which is not far from the truth. And that's all I've got.
What else do I have? I am not 100% sure how that would work. I don't know. I like the original plan of dragging you two as slaves.
Now the big question that I have is, how are we going to get Balmiar through as well?
I mean, he could just sneak past.
Can try.
It's like I feel like he would be. It'd be easier for him to sneak past while we walk by, assuming that this doesn't go sideways. And then it's only like his stealth roll as opposed to, and then he can just run away. Worst case scenario. I don't know. Is that like completely callous toward the Panther?
It's your decision, Ignas.
I think that's our best bet. If I spoke Orc, I would have a different idea.
Right.
But I don't, and I have not yet finished plans on a universal translator. Just coming. So, any opposition?
I stand with you, my lord.
All right,
We have to do what needs to be done.
Let's give it a try.
Okay, so tell me in words what you are planning and what you are doing. What are you going to do?
Okay, so the plan, and I'm going to use my words carefully.
Just tell me what you're doing. I just need to know what it looks like. What are you doing?
All right, so I'm going to use a disguise self spell on myself to turn myself into a goblin.
Okay.
Would I be able to include the slave collar, by the way, as a detail?
Yeah, it'd be like clothing.
Okay. Then I'm going to add that little addition. And that's going to be an active casting as opposed to using my magic underpants. Underpants is just a funny word, man.
Yep, it is.
I will, and if I can get somebody's help with this, it would be great. I will attempt to tie names. I'm blanking. Darien and Miera's hands together, and I guess run a rope line between them so that they're basically all attached to one rope.
Okay.
As opposed to cutting it up. Or okay, which would be easier? If I just was in the back and prodding them along, or if I had the one rope thing?
Probably you prodding us along, because that way we're not now I know, surprise, should something go wrong, we won't be hindered by being tied together.
Right.
We'll only be hindered by being our wrists tied together.
Right, but you're not actually going to be bound. Like it's going to be one of those things where it's just like, rope be gone.
I would say prodding.
Okay, that's probably also appropriate, I think. Pardon me. Okay, then yeah, I'll have the rope in 2 bits and tie their hands together in such a way that it looks like they're tied, but they can very easily just go and grab their
Sure.
weapons.
Okay. What are you requesting Jirok to do?
Act as our leader, and if they ask any questions, just tell them that we captured these two, and we're taking them for questioning or interrogation. Or actually, the first thing I would ask him is, have you ever captured anyone from Erdrick or anyone from the surrounding areas and taken them prisoner? And if so, what do you do with them?
His answer for this would be yes. So yes, we have taken some for intel, many of Reist's men.
All right, then just tell them that these two are Reist's men, and you're taking him in for interrogation.
Sure. He nods. He assents. And I guess, are you handing him a rope that he's going to hold for the?
No,
or is he just walking and you're prodding them?
Yeah, I've got my spear. I can just poke them if they slow down.
Sure. Okay.
Because the rope's going to be in two separate bits. They're tied individually as opposed to together.
Yeah, understood. Okay, cool. So in this case, I'm going. So you guys, you're all tied now. You're tied together. You cast your spell.
Oh. Yes, and I'm going to disguise myself as the goblin housekeeper. What was it? What was the name of that thing? House Carl.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. You the older goblin.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So you turn your what? Okay, I'm assuming you're wearing different clothes, not the ones of your house, or
yeah,
of the ones of the house.
Different clothes, slate collar.
But with the collar on, with the mark for your crest. Okay, cool. And you're holding a spear, I assume. You got that still. You already have a spear, so it's easy enough to have a spear. Yeah. Okay, so you now look like a goblin. You look like that old goblin, graying at the lots of like a foof of gray hair up here, and old wrinkly skin, holding a spear. And so you have your two friends, Darien and Miera, tied up at the wrists here, separately.
Quick question just for safety's sake. Before we actually go and do this, one question I would ask of Jirok is, how do the goblins, or how does anybody address the shamans? Like, what's their title?
Oh, he looks at your goblin form and kind of like smiles a little bit. And he says, "Puny ones, don't address them."
Okie doke. I'll just shut up unless they ask me something.
Sure. So Jirok basically looks at you and says, "Are you ready?"
All right, let's do it.
So he strolls forward as confidently as he possibly can. He pulls his hood up and tight, keeps his collar high, so it's not as noticeable of like his affliction. I'm going to need give me performance rolls. Rel, you can make yours currently. Make them at advantage. You make your performance roll at advantage.
Oh,
the other two of you, I need performance rolls, please.
Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
Not my best.
Looking good.
That's not bad.
Looking real good. Okay, so you guys continue forward. So you're in this kind of a larger walkway, larger cave, and you're moving down into this cavern. And the fire kind of plays off of the walls a little bit. And you can see a tent, and you see in the firelight there's some of these tents in this area. And you see the boulder that Ignas had hid behind to try to get a little angle. And as Jirok walks in, you all three of you now see there's the orc shaman who's standing over the one that's collared on the ground, and there's two other orcs flanking the area, and they come to attention really quickly. And Jirok kind of holds up his hand, the one with the ring on it, and he says something in Orcish, and so the shaman looks at Jirok. Looks up from what he was doing and addresses angrily Jirok something in Orcish, and Jirok kind of, tries to. It sounds like he's trying to diffuse the situation. He speaks low and quietly, and they have a discussion for a bit. You're not really sure what's going on at all. So Jirok has to make a. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
The conversation continues, and he's going to make an intimidation check to see if he can intimidate the shaman here into doing what he wants him to do. Oh, ooh. The intimidation tactic doesn't really. You don't notice this, but Jirok gets angry and he starts saying something and gesturing back at you and pointing down the way, and the shaman just looks at him and like shakes his head, and he points over to one of his orcs, and then he says something to Jirok, and Jirok turns around and comes back to you guys, and he says, he wants you to kneel in front of him. Otherwise they will not let us through, and I'm not sure I can keep them away from this much longer.
Like the other two kneel, or like all three of us?
He says Miera and Darien.
Yeah, I'll kneel.
I'll take a kneel
So-
as well.
Sure. So you guys approach and kneel next to.
And then I
I think
address-
I'll follow them, like just with spear at the ready. 'Cause, they're my prisoners and all.
I address the shaman. I go, please don't hurt us.
Okay. The shaman does speak common. Lucky for you, I suppose. But I think, are you trying to persuade him to actually not hurt you? Or is this a deception to make him think that you're helpless?
It up.
Okay.
Oh,
Give me-
God.
Give me a... I want to see if this has any effect. Give me a deception.
Rob's history of screwing up great plans with unnecessary information.
Continues.
Performance roll for action. Okay. Sure, yeah. Deception. Nicely rolled, Rob. The shaman glares down at you, and he goes, "No mercy will be for those against us." And what he does is he looks down at the orc in front of him and he says, "My brother, do you not see?" And he's saying this in common now for you guys to hear him. "Do you not see those that were above you? How weak they are, captured by this goblin." And he gestures back towards the old goblin.
I was gonna cower a little bit because he's addressing me.
Sure. Gestures back to the old goblin, and the orc turns around, and he puts a hand up to his neck, and then he nods at you, noticing your slave necklace, essentially. So he continues addressing the shaman. Continues addressing the orc, and he says, "Will you not join us here and now? I do not want to have to force you." And the orc looks up at him, and you see, those of you that are next to him, are you guys looking at the shaman or the orc? I want to know who's... Darien and Miera, you have the opportunity for something here.
At the moment, I think I'm just kind of avoiding eye contact because we've kneeled.
Sure. So
and I'm
eyes
just,
down?
like, eyes down. Just we're letting this happen. Just gotta let
Sure.
it happen.
I
Okay.
can't see shit.
True.
No, there's a fire. There's a fire. You
I
can
can see
see.
shit.
You can see. So there's been a fire the whole time. You've been able to see all.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Or orcs can see in the dark, but it doesn't necessarily mean they don't like fire, right?
Okay.
Like they still like being when you have dark vision, it's all these like muted grays and kind of like really dark grayscale. But with light, they can actually see things. You know what I mean?
Also, good fire keeps away like animals.
Yeah, and there's plenty of cave
Troglodytes.
animals, right? You guys have already run across a couple of those. Yeah. Okay. So, are you cowering or looking up?
I look at the orc that he's addressing on the ground.
Okay. The orc, it looks up and he looks. Give me an insight check.
May it be better than your deception roll.
Hey.
Yeah. He looks fearful and a little confused. It doesn't seem he knows what the correct answer to this is. But so he looks up at the shaman and he says, I don't know what is right, but I can wear this no longer. And he looks up at him and he says, I'm ready. The shaman at this point pulls out a large flagon, essentially, right? Like a leather drinking satchel. I can't remember the name of this right now for some reason.
Water skin.
Yeah, thank you. He pulls out like a leather water skin, pops the thing, and then proceeds to dump it on the slave, the former slave in front of you. You hear the sizzle of his skin before you hear the screams of the orc that is kneeling beside you. The orc is going to make a Constitution saving throw here to see what happens to him. We're gonna go ahead and just use this because it's the same sheet. Whoa, character sheet. Come on. Uh-oh.
Come here, character sheet. Come here.
There we go. Yeah, right. It kind of ran away from me.
Good character.
Yeah, we'll see what he does.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay.
Did it
Sure.
go well?
So
I'm scared.
as the sizzling intensifies, the screams of this orc next to you resonate throughout the cavern. His body is just melting underneath all of this acid that is being poured on top of him. The shaman empties the flask, shakes it, tosses it to the side, and looks at you and goes, "He was weak, but," and he kind of smiles a little bit and looks up at Jirok and he says, "He still will serve." And he puts out his hand over the body that's laying on the ground, and this dark energy proceeds to emanate from it. This smoke that you guys have seen so many times before now comes out of his hand, floats down into the basically these open wounds of acid into his body and start to fill him. And over the next 10 seconds or so, you hear bones kind of cracking, and you hear some rattling and shaking, and the body begins to rise, and it stands, and it has these blank, black, smoky eyes, kind of a dull look, and the shaman looks and says, "This will be your fate. Aren't you happy?" And he kind of walks over in front of Darien and puts out his hand above him. Anyone like to do anything at this point?
Not sure whether
is
to
it a
break
blank hand, or is
character
there
or
something in
not.
his hand?
It's the same open hand that he just put over this dead orc that you just watched be taken by, or dead. You don't know if he was dead, just covered in acid that just poured out black smoke and made him rise. I'm giving you an opportunity here. Otherwise,
I'm breaking my bonds and unsheathing my sword immediately and charging him.
okay. I'm going to need, and as soon as I move everyone to this sheet, everyone to roll initiative.
Dang it!
I
so
ain't
close.
getting turned into a zombie.
That's fair. Okay.
And at this point, we're going to take a quick break because I need to get some water and take a bathroom break. And we will be right back for this hopefully interesting and non-deadly battle. I suppose we'll find out just after this, guys. We'll be right back.
Ambulance is right outside my apartment.
All right, welcome back, guys. Quick break, like I said. And now I'm going to need each of you, including myself, to roll some initiative here to see what happens. So we're going to go ahead. Remember to select
Selecting my token.
Select the token, and then
Roll
roll
initiative.
initiative. Okay.
Selecting
Suck.
token, and then just hit initiative within the character sheet.
Yes, the word initiative.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we got
Whew.
this. There's not
Oh,
that
This is the
much.
boy.
first time I made my own initiative roll, guys.
Proud of you.
You know what? I'm actually impressed that everything's working right now. So I
Don't say
guess
that.
what I did actually worked.
I also loaded
So-
up the entire page before we 2 hours before we even started.
I saw you in here, yeah.
Yeah, I just jumped in because I was like, I might as well do it now. If I don't do it now, it won't be ever.
Okay. So can I assume? Actually, 2 questions. We have this
Initiative.
guy who is Jirok. These 2 are regular. No, these 3 are regular orcs or what? Because this
Yep,
guy has a
hang
purple
on.
thing.
Hang on, I know. I'll let you know what's going on here.
Okay.
I'm just making sure the initiative's in the correct order.
Okay.
Okay.
I blame the coffee.
It's all right, man. So yeah, Jirok's easy enough to see, right? Same guy with the hood.
Mhm.
The 2 marked in red are acid scarred cultist types, right? The purple marked one is the one that you just saw rise from the dead with the black smoke pouring out of his eyes. The one with the weird helmet thing, I picked this one just because it's a different picture. That's your shaman.
Okay.
So easy enough to tell which one is which in that case, hopefully, and hopefully easy enough to see on stream as well. So at the top of the round here, it looks like Ignis noticing what's happening here. So the shaman has stepped in front of Darien, right? And he puts his hand out over, and the black smoke starts to coagulate around, and it starts to exit his hand. Ignis has his turn. What do you do?
Let's see. My options. I want to think carefully. Let's see. Oh, let me also just check real quick for the fire thing. Let's see. Range 30 feet. Oh, it says up to 2 creatures within 5 feet. Is that accurate? Let me just check the fire thing real quick just to make sure let's see. Detonates in a 5-foot radius. Oh, any creature. Okay. Yeah, because on my character sheet it says up to 2 creatures,
Mm-hmm.
but the ability on the Artificer page says just any creature. I'm assuming it's just any creature, and I can't toss it, say, here, and have it only affect the orcs.
It's literally a vial of fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It affects the area.
Okay. You know what? I will do this. Let's see. I will, let's see. Sorry I'm taking so long, just trying to think. I will move back a couple steps
Sure.
over here, and I will wind up and throw. I'll take a shot at the shaman with the crossbow. Why not? I haven't made a single shot before. I'm due.
Sure. Go ahead. So everyone's pretty focused on what's happening here in front of them with Darien on the ground. Jirok notices you move and reaches his hand down to his blade, kind of surreptitiously. And yeah, so go ahead. He sees what you're about to do here. He understands that this is a no-go. So go ahead. Yeah,
This
go
is
ahead and
gone
roll that.
south. We are taking. Oops. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that's,
So you back up and you pull out your crossbow and you take
Turn it
aim.
back to
Everything's
normal.
pretty distracted. And so you have time to line up your shot. And there's a little click, and then kunk, and it hits.
It
and it hits
did.
this. Yeah, and it definitely hits the shaman over the kneeling Darien there. Yeah, for sure. So go ahead and roll damage.
I finally made a shot. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
No.
at max damage too.
It hit.
Yeah.
That will never happen
It only
again.
took friends dying. and,
Wowee.
like at least 6 deadly encounters.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's pretty incredible. So it hits, and it hits him hard. He's not wearing. It looks like you can see it doesn't look like he's wearing any armor. He's just got these robes on and this large spear held in his right hand or his left hand while he's got his right hand out over Darien. And he takes his bolt directly to the chest and looks up and he looks back and he glares and he sees this goblin holding a crossbow. And he roars out in Orcish something, you're not really sure.
Oh, no.
And the 2 orcs that are to the sides there both draw their blades and whip around, basically ready for the fight here. Darien, you are currently Ignis. Is that your turn, bud?
I think I'll also shout, "Kill him!"
Okay, sure.
Oh, with
So you
fire.
shout out in common, kill them. Great. Darien, it is your turn. You're currently on your knees. The orc shaman has looked up and he's looking back. The smoke has faded from his hands and is now at his side. You are free to take your turn here.
Is the purple guy the one that was risen?
Yes.
Is that undead? Is that considered undead?
You don't know.
Okay.
Well, considering he died,
Well,
You-
do
I mean,
know,
you-
was he
died.
just, he did
You don't
die?
know.
Like he was.
well, didn't his body basically
You
dissolve
can-
into nothing?
You can no, not into nothing. It's exactly how your acid works, right? So
Okay.
it burns, it leaves scars. Sometimes some skin falls off, right? Like it sucks.
What I know,
But-
Darien wasn't there for this, but was it? Does he look like the orcs that we fought that explode?
No,
Yeah.
He
Okay.
wait. He looks.
but you don't know that.
No, I don't know that, but I was just
But Ignis would know that.
trying to picture what he looks like.
Ignis looks at him, and no, he looks like the same orc, with acid burns all over his body, but his eyes are dark black, and there's some smoke pouring out of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
And he
so
seems to be
looks like the goblin.
moving kind of like in a jerky fashion.
I think we can assume that if they were the explodey types, Ignis would have shouted out, "Stay away from them."
Yeah.
rather
No,
than
but
kill them.
we've seen the smoky eyes shit before. That was the goblins had that.
The troglodytes did.
Yeah, the troglodytes.
Oh, I'm sorry, the troglodytes, not the goblins.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Right.
The troglodytes had a very similar thing, but they did not have the type of movement. You're more than welcome to make an action to figure it out.
No, I was just thinking in terms of divine smite, if it does a D8 of damage instead of a.
One way to find out.
There is hit him with divine smite.
I mean, not to plant
no,
suggestions
or
in
you
your
can
head,
do
but
it
you
now.
tend to, huh?
Right now, I'm more focused on the shaman guy because he has a thing that can actually kill me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
first things first, would you like to stand up?
I sure would.
Okay,
You
so it
tend
takes
to
half your
out.
movement to stand.
Okay.
Like you're going
And-
anywhere.
You can proceed with your
And
move
then
here.
I would like to attack. Can I take my shield out as well?
So your hands are currently like this, right? You're not armed.
Yeah.
You're tied. So I think in this case, and it would take your action to arm yourself because you are removing, right? You're removing your disguise and arming yourself with sword and shield,
Okay.
right?
What about just the sword?
Okay, because I thought he started the encounter by.
Yeah. See,
Breaking
I
it
had
out.
said I wanted to start the encounter by ripping that and taking the
Yeah.
sword out, but if that
Okay.
takes an
Yeah,
action, that
because
takes an action.
yeah,
You know what? No, that's fine. You made that action prior to initiative being rolled.
yeah.
That's fine. So you've
So
broken
sword
and
and
you're
shield are okay. I know the shield is a little bit more
You're fine.
cumbersome.
call
Okay.
it a bonus action.
Dope.
Yeah, you initiated that prior to anything else happening.
That
Okay,
wasn't
great.
my fault that combat started.
It's true. It's not your fault. You just happened to notice and move. Okay, yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Whatever you'd like to
Yeah.
do.
Dusan even said.
Okay. Yeah. Q is saying that equipping a shield would be a whole action, though.
It can be, but depending on how it's placed, it's fine. Go for it.
Dope. It's just the difference between armor rating 16 versus 18.
Yeah.
18.
yeah.
Yep.
That's
fine.
Okay.
Considering you're
So,
surrounded.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack the shaman.
Okay.
Oh gosh, why am I blanking on this? There we go.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah. So you jump up. You've
Oh,
equipped
crap.
yourself sword and shield, and you slash out. And you deal a whopping 4 damage. As you slash across the shaman. The shaman immediately looks back
Sorry,
at you.
Real quick, I forget if this was. Did we add this with the dueling bonus or no? I don't remember.
No,
Okay, so it's
6.
6 damage. Yeah.
Because the second one is two-handed. You don't get dueling with it.
Right.
But the first one gets dueling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 6.
Yeah, I can change that too.
I'm so glad I just.
No. You don't have to. I think what we ended up deciding was I'll just have to remember when I'm only wielding one weapon. I just couldn't remember because I was looking at all the modifiers. I couldn't remember if we had set it up with or without.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so you jump up, you're armed, and you slice down, and you score a pretty good hit. The orc comes back and looks at you, surprised that things have gone south so quickly for him. And he's taking a lot of damage, a lot of damage up front, and he roars out and points at you, and the smoky-eyed orc cricks its way and looks at you, and that's what happens there. Would you like to do anything else? You have 15 feet of extra movement here if you'd like to use it.
No, because I would incur attacks of opportunity from 2 people.
Yeah, you're pretty well surrounded here.
No, I'm good.
If you had a whirlwind attack, now would be the time to use it.
Yeah.
So Miera, it is now your turn. What would you like to do? You are currently kneeling.
Yeah.
You notice all hell breaking loose. What would you like to do?
So question, the purple dude is facing towards Darien, or like I'm essentially asking if I could move away from him and not receive.
No, so the thing is, it's with it. You're still within range.
Yeah. Okay.
So like he's in the process of turning, but you have to remember all of this is happening simultaneously, right? In like 6 seconds.
Yeah. No.
So no, you'd still incur an attack of opportunity if you moved.
God damn it.
You can always just bum rush the shaman.
Yeah. Well, the shaman's like a little bit farther.
The shaman's. It's right here. It's like 5 feet away.
But if I move to the tile over to do a physical attack, I'd still incur attack of opportunity.
No. You're staying within the range of.
Within the range of combat, and so I don't. Oh, okay.
No, you don't. It's just it's like you're circling each other, right? Like you're not moving out of the range of combat.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Because taking the full action would be to break my bounds and arm
yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. But you still have 15 feet of movement after standing.
Yeah, and I still have 15.
You still have your bonus action.
I don't think I have anything I can do on a bonus action. At least as far as I know.
I don't know.
Can arming himself count as a bonus action?
I think because you're breaking the I mean it's essentially the whole thing is you've broken the bonds and you arm yourself as your action. Now you have a bonus action if you'd like to use it.
Right, but like because from what I've understood, it seems like specific things are counted as bonus actions only.
Yes, generally they'd be called. You can use this as your bonus action.
Okay.
Or bonus action. Yeah. So you might have a spell that's a bonus action, or for you, because you dual wield, when you attack with one weapon, you can, as a bonus action, attack with your second weapon. Right?
Oh.
But it requires an attack first.
Yeah, it requires an attack first. So
yeah. I'm just letting you know what you can use as a bonus action.
Yeah,
I remember,
that's
but I'm not
mainly what I need to know.
Not actively looking at your class sheet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Because as from what I can tell, I don't have anything that I can do as bonus action because I haven't done that previously. So for right now, I'm gonna stay where I am and break my bounds, as my action, and then I'm going to let's see. I need to see how far you are away from everything. 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, 20. I'm gonna get Balmiar into the center of the action though. I'm calling him over.
Sure, yeah. So as you stand up, you yell for Balmiar.
Yeah. So Balmiar, get over here, blah blah blah. And I'm gonna have him move right next to Jirok. There it is.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. And that's gonna be my turn.
Awesome. So now now you're standing.
Armed.
You're armed. You have both your weapons out. Balmiar has been called. He is now in the action. The orcs look around and they're a little surprised that this panther has leaped out from the shadows, but here we are. Yeah, that sounds good. So now it's both the orcs' turn. They rolled the same. So I think this orc here to the north of you, Darien, is concerned for his shaman, but he's also really aware of the fact that Jirok's behind him. So he turns around thinking that you're well handled. So he's going to flip around here. I'm going to turn him upside down like this so it looks like he's facing Jirok, and he's going to attack Jirok. Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's gonna do. So he whips around and pulls this giant axe off of his off the back here and attacks him.
Apparently, while standing on his head.
Yeah, while standing on his head.
Because he's that good.
A 12. I don't believe that hits. Actually, hang on. Let me get Jirok's out. No. So Jirok draws his blade, smacks the sword aside, and the orc is unable to attack him. So the second orc here. I think approaches Miera, so he gets, yeah, because he doesn't want to move towards the panther, so he hops down and hops up right behind. Yeah, he wasn't any part of that. He sees that and he just looks at it, he's like, nope, and he jumps down.
Holy
also,
shit.
Pulling out a big ass axe, and he's going to take a big swing here at you, Miera. Yeah, I don't believe that hits either, but
Armor
14.
class is 16.
Yeah, so it comes out and you've got both your weapons out, so you kind of like cross guard. Ah! The axe comes across and down. He's unable to make the hit there. The shaman seeing this craziness going down, I think he's gonna move. So the shaman here, and if I remember this, because lucky him, he has spells. Let's see, when is it? 30 feet. Cool. So he backs away. Darren, you're going to be able to make an attack of opportunity here, but he backs away to the opposite side of the fire here. And he starts saying things, and he sprinkles, and he pulls out a little vial and sprinkles some stuff, and this black smoke starts emanating out from his mouth, and it encompasses his allies here. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark them with this little strength dealy guy here. So they're buffed. Yeah, they've been buffed.
Okay.
So that's what he's gonna do there. I'm trying to see if he has any. Let me see if he has any bonus actions here.
Do I get to swing at that bad boy?
Yeah, so go ahead. So as he backs away, you have your attack here. So he's backing away doing this.
Did you add the +2 to the longsword?
The damage. Yep.
Nice.
Yep, I added the damage for
Oh, whack.
a 9. Yeah, so he backs away, but he bats it away with the spear as he's casting this spell, and this smoke starts pouring from his mouth, this like really dark black smoke. Oh, wait, is this a bonus action? Oh, shit. Okay, cool. After he does that, he raises his spear in the air, and a light comes from the tip. There's a small little pinprick, and a dark spectral spear apparates in the middle of the fray here.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you kill the casters first thing.
Well, we'll see how it goes, but
I wouldn't have been able to attack anyway.
I'm trying to find... here we go. This should work. It looks really funny, but there's a spear, and it's just in the fray. Yeah, and so he casts it. I think... Ooh, you know what? I think he casts it and makes an attack at Jirok here. I think he's pissed off about Jirok and his imminent betrayal. So as a bonus action, he creates this spectral spear, and it makes a melee attack against a creature. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so he casts this spear, and the spectral spear slices down at Jirok, but Jirok is able to get his weapon into the way, and it doesn't incur any damage. So now you have this spectral spear on the field. And we continue on to the last orc here. The one that is risen, and black smoke pouring from his eyes, staring as much as an empty-eyed, smoke-pouring thing can down at Darien, and he's going to raise his arms in an attempt to smash against Darien and his shield. So smash or slam here. Oh. Yeah, so he comes down. Okay. It slams as you're able to get your shield up, and this boom ringing sound happens, and you can hear him go, and yeah, that's the end of that. Orcs.
I'm
Orcs go.
Captain America.
Essentially, with a sword. So interesting.
Okay. So a quick question before I make my move. If I wanted to get up here, would I have to make any kind of roll for it, or would that just count as double move?
I'm going to say it's double move because it's not very high up.
Okay. Yeah, would it give me any kind of height advantage?
No, that doesn't exist in this game.
Oh, it's not like XCOM.
No.
Okay.
No, this game is much less grainy.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm still going to move over here just so I have a slightly clearer line of sight at the shaman.
Sure. So you're going to attempt to make this shot between the orc and Miera here.
Yeah,
as they're fighting.
Yeah, as opposed to over the panther, through the spear, over the elf, and before it hits the fire. Yes.
So here's yeah, sure, go for it. So you shoot.
Actually, no, I could just move over here, couldn't I?
Where?
Here.
I'm not. Oh, yeah, you can. You have plenty of move for that.
Yeah, I'll just do that because then, worst case scenario, I hit the other orc.
Yeah, sure. So you've hopped up, you've scrambled up as a gnome, taking double that move for that space, and you get up there and you take aim with your crossbow and you take another shot. 15. Yeah,
not bad.
So that hits again. Not very well armored. So he's yeah. That's he definitely gets hit. 4 damage, yeah. Okay, so he takes another bolt to the shoulder, kind of on the same side, looks up at you, snarls, and kind of looks around furtively about, like, he's not really sure what he's going to be able to do here. Yeah. Cool.
I'm counting HP, by the way.
Go for it. That's fine. Is there anything else you'd like to do for this turn?
I don't have any.
Yeah, the health bars kind of give stuff away. I should probably remove those for your enemies, but
yeah, well, I'm still counting HP. No, that's it. I can't think of any. I don't know if they speak Goblin, so I'm just gonna hold my tongue.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That works.
Scared.
So, Darien, what would you like to do, my friend?
Well, I'm gonna
fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
I'm gonna smack this fucker, the purple boy.
Purple boy.
So, am I understanding Divine Smite when I hit a?
Go ahead and post it in the chat if you would.
Yeah. When I hit with a melee weapon attack, I can expend 1 spell slot.
Yeah, so it's all you get. It's much like a monk gets to choose to like do something after they've hit. You get to do that as well.
Okay.
So you can hit and be like, "Yeah, I want smite to happen during this." Right.
Well, let me just double check that I haven't spent any spells. No, we slept. Okay, cool. Okay, I am going to swing.
Yeah. So you bat away the arms of whatever this thing is, and you slash down with your sword, and you definitely do strike him.
And then I'm gonna spell-a-bam.
Yeah. So you deal that damage.
And
go ahead and do that smite damage, which is 2d8.
2d8. Okay. And I don't get the extra one.
Oh, wait. So 2d8.
Wow.
And as your sword is in his body, as you slice down like from like up in the collarbone, you see the light take hold, and you can roll your extra 1d8 damage.
Observant Darien is observant.
Yeah. So
That
you see, you
was
cut.
worth it.
You bat him to the side, slash down the radiant fire of your blade biting into this beast, and you see the light take hold against the darkness that is like pouring out from him. Just for a moment as your blade is there, and then as you pull away, it recedes. Wow, holy freaking moly! You have dealt him a severe blow.
Turn, 14 damage.
You have dealt him a severe blow.
It's almost like I'm playing McSwiggins again, except it took so much more effort to make that amount of damage happen. Whereas McSwiggins, it was just like one hit, and it's like 25 damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've dealt him a single McSwiggins.
Yeah, I dealt him one McSwiggins.
Yep.
Rip and pepperoni.
Yeah, not to mention the like bonus action offhand attack that McSwiggins had, but you know, good stuff.
Yeah,
proud of you, son. Yeah. Okay. So Darien, that is your action and your bonus action? Would you like to move?
No, I'm gonna stand my ground. That's my action.
You know what I just realized? Frickin' Jirok doesn't have a turn.
Oh
yeah,
no!
I was wondering about that. When was he gonna take his move?
Apparently at 20.
Right now.
Yeah. So he's gonna go ahead and go.
Finally.
Just put him down. Yeah, right.
And he noticed that I was taking a step back and noticed that everything was going sideways.
No, he's already drawn his weapon and defended himself. I just totally forgot about him.
Bit. He's a little slow right now.
Yeah, he took a turn to cough.
He's batted away both the things. And he's like,
roll for cough.
Oh, sorry. Let me get that.
So yeah, you know what? He's gonna just hold his ground here, and he's gonna swing back at this orc that attacked him.
Yeah, why not?
And so he attacks with his Skymeter. Let's see if this actually hits. Yeah, oh yeah, just barely hits. He weaves it around the greatsword and drives it down into the orc. Yeah. Wow! Holy shit!
Crap.
And he is dead.
Instantly killing this guy.
Looks like I. What a twister.
Yeah. That might tell you what might come up later in life for you guys.
Scary.
Oh no.
Actually, yeah.
Oh no.
Because we still need to face down his brothers, probably.
Yeah, you might. So yeah, he plunges it deep and he says something in Orcish. You're not really sure what it is. And you see him again clutching at something underneath his shirt, and then he withdraws it and looks for his next target.
For a lozenge.
Yeah, right. So that was his turn. I can't believe I forgot about him. Miera, what would you like to do?
So before I make any sort of movement at all, if I move in any of those directions around the fire pit, I get attack advantage on me, right?
Unless you move
from one of
to
them.
The fire pit.
Yeah, unless I jumped into the fire pit.
Jump in the fire, dude.
Right.
Yeah, you could do that.
Straddle the fire.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Come on, you won't die in a fire or anything.
The spear, that spear there, if Balmiar was to move, does that get an attack advantage as well? Does that count?
A spiritual weapon does not get attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Cool.
It functions as a bonus action essentially for the spellcaster.
So first off, what I want to do with Balmiar is just kind of gonna go like from here to here to here, just like crossing through here.
Okay.
Just to kind of get on the other end of this guy, scare him a little bit.
Sure, why not?
And
Way to the shaman or what?
he could go all the way to the shaman. Which is it's also a possibility. But I want to take my action, I think, to strike at this one that I'm locked with. That swiped at me before. Actually, out of curiosity, if Balmiar was to attack, could I then use my... I'm assuming not my dual wielding as the bonus action?
Not yet.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So I'm going to attack. at this particular moment with my short sword.
Mm-hmm.
So I just click short sword.
Who are you attacking?
This handsome fellow.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. So you just click the word short sword.
Click the word short sword.
Yep. So you turn around and you attack this this orc cultist behind you, and you are able to score a hit slashing across him. So go ahead in the chat. You click short sword, and that rolls the damage for you.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. So you
7
deal
piercing.
him 7 piercing damage. Yeah. Able to deal him quite a hefty blow.
And I'm gonna follow up with my bonus action. For the sickle, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool.
Sure.
Oh, oh, daddy.
That would be a critical hit. Yeah. Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead, buddy.
And
Go
then
ahead.
Damage. Just let's do.
Yeah, you'd roll damage.
That's a 6.
Yeah, that's. Did you click
wait,
that?
no.
Sickle?
Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Whoops. There we go.
Okay, yeah, there you go. I was like, there should be two die here. You rolled really low, but it's fine. So that's fine. But yeah, you deal 5 more damage to this guy. So you slash across him twice, once with the short sword and the other with the sickle, and he's torn up. He seems to be kind of concerned about the fact that there's a panther behind him. He's a little unnerved and is not really fighting at his fighting best, right?
I mean, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. So that is your turn. That's your bonus action, and Balmiar movement.
Yep. Balmion gets his move for free.
Okay,
and I can't make
Orc
my move without
Cultist.
initiating.
Orc Cultist 1. Let's see. Let's see what happens here.
Because the other one is dead.
Yeah, the other one is dead. Well, no, this is the one that's dead.
Yeah.
Okay. So the orc one that is dead makes a con save and is seems to stay down. So Orc Cultist number 2. I believe is that one.
Orcaloo.
Is really concerned about the situation here, but is not going to go down without a fight. He looks over to his shaman and roars something in Orcish, and then swings out at you with his great axe.
At me?
Mm-hmm. Miera, sorry.
Okay.
What's your AC?
16.
Okay, yeah. So even with his shaman's blessing, he has no chance of hitting you. So he swings out, but you're able to bat him to the side easily. And
Cool.
Oh dang!
He roars-
They get advantage rolls.
no, I just always leave it on just in case.
Oh,
So I don't have to toggle every time for
Okay.
every. I have 6 character sheets open right now, man. I don't know what you want me to
I-
do.
I thought you did. It just scared me a second because you picked the. I don't know how it works when you take the first number or the second number.
It's always the first, unless I say it's with advantage.
Okay.
Or disadvantage, regardless.
Okay.
So, okay, yeah. So he swings out and he's unable to make a mark here. And again he roars something in Orcish at the shaman. And you hear Drock behind you saying, "He's telling him to run. Do not let him leave."
Done.
I'm
Done.
done.
It's done. It's done.
So the orc shaman, it's now his turn. Let's see. What is he gonna do here?
Oh man, the epic music in the background for me is getting real epic.
Oh yeah, I believe he has 30 feet.
30 feet? That's nothing.
So he is going to. Yeah, just making sure I know what this spell does. Okay. He runs, I just measured this, but I totally forgot where it was. 30 feet this direction. And then says something, looking at Darien. Let's see. He says, yeah, he says something in words that you don't necessarily understand, but you feel compelled to do something. So I'm gonna need you to make a wisdom saving throw here.
Oh boy.
That's gonna be fun. Ooh,
Second
I
worst
actually
stat.
get proficiencies in this. Nope.
Any assists can be done, or no? Is it too late?
No.
No, it's too late.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wisdom saving. Never mind.
That's not bad.
No.
But is it good enough?
Wow. So the words enter your mind and they seem to take hold, but you're able to shake them off and nothing happens. And you kind of feel a little like your brain feels unclean, but you're able to fight off whatever the magic was that he was attempting to use here.
Ew.
Stay out of my head.
Yeah. So that happens. And then the shaman turns back around towards the way he was running and yells something out.
No.
Yells something out into the darkness. Jirok again says, "He's calling for reinforcements. Stop him now!" And
well, I'm trying, but it's not my turn.
Yeah.
Ditto.
So he does that. I'm gonna actually here. We're gonna make oh buddy. Let's see if this works. Where is? No, it's not one of. It's one of these. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Being able to perceive something. I'm gonna make it a whispered roll. Sorry, boys. Okay.
Check the tapes.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So he roars something out, and that's the end of his turn. So now the smoky-eyed orc is looking over Darien again, and lunges out again to attempt to slam him.
Nope.
Yeah. No. Even with the shaman's blessing, he's not going to be able to hit you or get through that shield. So he goes boom, and isn't able to get through. Yeah. So that's his deal. He doesn't seem to be very interested in whatever the hell else is going on here. He's just attacking you. Ignis, it is now your go, my friend.
He's muted.
Oh, are you muted again?
Yep, he's still muted.
Yeah, can't hear you, bud. Every time.
Here he comes.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Racer.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can.
Okay. I think I'm like messing with the cord and it comes undone sometimes.
Don't mess with the cord.
Well, I'm not trying to unplug it. That just happens. Anyway, can I move like here? Is that a space for me?
No. I'm gonna. Well, yes. You're small. It'll fit.
Okay. So I'm gonna move over here to have a much clearer shot at our illustrious shaman.
Good.
Take that there shot. Go! Fly true, my arrow. Dang.
Wow.
Okay. Go, gadget damage.
Wowee. Yeah. So another bolt comes flying out of the air, clink, hitting him in the other shoulder. He's looking down like he's just covered in these bolts right now, and it's really like it is not comfortable for him.
He's got a lot of health too.
At all.
Holy crap, he has a lot of health.
Yeah.
We've dealt like 27 damage so far.
He's just not wearing a whole lot of armor, and he's attempting to get away. Yeah, okay.
God, he has a lot of health.
So
Yeah,
it is now
27. Wait. So he has what, 60 HP?
Cars. Oh, you know what? I forgot to roll for the spear. The spear was supposed to attack
Didn't he
Jirok
run and cast a spell, or does it still count as a bonus action?
Bonus action is only to move the spiritual weapon. If it stays still, he can still do the attack. Doesn't hit anything anyways. Jirok bats it to the side, and then doubles over coughing. He's still not having a good day. Yeah, so I think Jirok's the best.
I don't want him to die.
So it's Jirok's turn now, and Jirok sees him fleeing, and I think he comes, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, runs all the way up to this guy, right? And I'm going to have him make a constitution saving throw here to see if he can still attack. Yeah, nice. Jirok is on a roll today. He slashes out with his scimitar. And critically fails. So the shaman, after doing what he had done, smashes down Jirok's scimitar as he fights through a coughing fit as he's run that direction, and Jirok is unable to make purchase against his enemy. Darien.
It me.
Durian fruit.
Hit you.
Let's go.
Oh, actually, at the end of your turn, Ignas, because you actually have a really high perception, you hear something from over the din of battle. You're able to hear this. There seems to be some echoing from down the way that the shaman is running.
All right. Sounds like we have more incoming.
It is your turn.
Let's let everybody know.
Sure.
Then let's make short work of these. I'm gonna swing at this big boy again. To my left.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. So he puts up his arm, and your sword slashes into it, but it doesn't seem to feel any of the damage, and just kind of shoves it off to the side and goes at you. Yeah, unable to find much purchase there. Yeah, right.
Oh, pardon me.
And then I'll on my turn there.
Okay, sure. Miera, your turn.
All right, so because I want to stop this shaman too, Balmiar, go get him.
Okay.
So Balmiar can do that, I believe.
How far is it? 35?
Yeah.
Well, he can't occupy the same space as Jirok, but
Yeah. Next to him is because like
so
here to here is 35.
Is it 5 here? He's gonna have to leap the fire.
Yeah.
Right. So 25. So that's
5.
30. What does he have? 35 feet?
No, of regular movement, he has 50 feet of movement.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. So yes, he can. So here's the deal. When he moves here and then leaps the fire, he is going to take an attack of opportunity from this orc. When he runs past this orc here.
Can I suggest something?
Yeah, he was gonna run down this way.
Go down. Go
down.
Around.
So he only has to take one attack of opportunity.
Yeah, he'll take one in that case.
Yeah, just take the one.
Okay.
And still
sure.
get,
Yeah,
so
he can move there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So the orc is going to attempt to lash out as he sees the panther run by, kind of like slam out with his axe and see if he can't stop him. Let's see what happens. 15, I believe, is enough to hit Balmier.
Yeah, 14 armor class.
Yep. So he'll roll that. Yep. So Balmier takes 5 damage, basically just cutting part of his forepaws on the axe as it swings by.
Okay. Just trying to keep tabs on his actual health. I guess I can't really like adjust it at all.
On his
character sheet, yeah.
Oh, on his token, you should have access to that,
okay.
And you can adjust it there.
That is the 24, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You said it did 5 points of damage?
Correct. So he's at 19.
19. Cool. And now he goes in yonder. Right here. Because he can get right there, right? Or is that too small?
Yeah, no, he can.
Okay, cool. And he will use Pounce.
Right, because he ran so far? Yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The panther moves at least 20 feet straight forward to a creature and then hits with its claws in the same...
it's not straightforward, though. He turns.
That's true, he does turn. Well, if he moves at least 20 feet straight forward. Oh, no, but he does make the turn here. Because Jirok is right there.
Can you post it in the chat real quick just so I can read it?
Yeah. Come on. Me.
You may be able to just click the word pounce and it'll go.
Yeah, yeah. Right now, it's got me in the text box. I'm not trying to click the text box. Yeah, it's not. Well, I can just.
All right.
Let me just copy paste what's there.
It's okay. I can pull it up.
Okay.
Moves at least 20 feet straight toward a creature.
Yeah.
And then hits it with a claw attack in the same turn. That must succeed on a strength saving throw or be knocked prone. So here's the thing. You can move through allies.
Okay.
Um.
So if he was to move, but if he was to move here, he would not be able to attack. He would need to.
Right. I'm trying to see, like, because if he moves through an ally and he can land on top of the guy, but technically, if you pounce, you're still supposed to be like one spot away.
Yeah. Unless he went, and I don't know if he can actually get here from here.
I think with the turn, I think you're removing the momentum for the pounce.
Which is all right. That's fine.
That's all I can.
No, yeah, no, that's fine.
Jirok didn't know, and he's in the way.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I still want to do a claw attack.
Sure.
Was it a claw attack or does it really matter? One target hit 7, piercing 6. No, we'll go for a bite.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and bite him. Give him a big old bite. Yeah, no, that bite hits. Yeah, that bite hits. So go ahead and you click the word bite in the chat, and it'll go.
5 piercing.
Yeah, 5 more damage. So Balmiar bounds up and latches on to the arm of the shaman there, and gets a good chunk out of him, for sure. Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
Totally.
Dead orc cultist. Yep, he's gone. We can remove him from the thing there. Other orc cultist. Is really wants to hit you, man. Like, he really wants to hit Miera, so he's gonna swing out again with his axe somehow. I don't know. We'll see if it works. The dude's trying. He's not a.
Oh, he's trying.
I give him credit for trying, but I'm not trying to talk smack yet.
He's gonna. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he did it.
He did it.
Woo,
now
look at him.
Rushing past him. He's like, "Oh, whoa, okay, I don't have to worry about that anymore."
Yeah. So he swings out, cuts at Balmiar, swings it all the way around, and chops straight into you. Maybe taking the opportunity with you giving Balmiar orders.
Yeah.
He's able to score a pretty good hit on you. Yeah.
There we go. 10.
Yeah.
Harsh.
Cool. So the shaman now, God, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do?
What indeed?
You have anything up your sleeve, my man? Let's find out. He yeah, okay. So he looks at Jirok, and again in this kind of weird guttural orcish says something, and Jirok pauses for a moment, and Jirok's gonna have to make a saving throw here. Wisdom, I believe. Yep. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, so Jirok stops moving, his hands down by his side, his sword point dipping into the dirt, and the shaman then proceeds to run. He runs off map, actually. So give me a second. Yeah, so he disappears down the hallway there. Balmiar is able to make an attack of opportunity with a claw.
Cool. Will do.
Yeah. I believe it's another, what is it? That's width by height. I need another
14.
Yeah, no, that hits. So as he runs away, Balmiar is able to like catch him a little bit.
Okay, and then hit claw, I'm assuming, for 5 slashing.
Yeah, so he takes another 5 damage. He's pretty beat up here.
Jesus Christ, he's still not down. Ah.
Yeah, he's a strong boy. He's a strong boy.
Does the spear stay around now that the summoner is gone?
It depends on. Wait, hang on. Sorry, I'm messing around with the sheet here, and I need to stop doing that while we're playing. So he's off map here. So just let me go ahead and move him to the GM layer. Let's find out. Yeah, no, the spear remains for the moment being.
It's to be within 50 feet or please.
Yeah, so he flips the spear around here. The spear thwomp. Doesn't have to move too far. And the spear is going to make an attack here on Miera. Where's the shaman? Oh, X. Excuse me, cancel that roll. And give me spiritual weapon. Boom. 17. I believe that does hit
That
you.
hits.
Yeah, so the spear comes down and boom, baps you in the back for 3 force damage. Man, he totally told you that was a really bad roll. Wowee.
It's more discomfort at this point.
Yeah, a little uncomfortable.
I'm in a tight spot.
You're in a tight spot. Yeah, a little bit.
Actually,
we can save you.
This guy, then I can.
So, again, orc guy, super focused on Darien here because that was what he was told to do. Is gonna attempt to bash you again, Darien. We'll see if he actually gets through. Nope. Again, batted to the side with the shield.
Lord.
And he just goes, seemingly a little perturbed by the situation.
I gotta admit, Liara, I really wish you weren't standing there. That's like a perfect spot. Perfect spot for a firebomb.
I mean, Ignis, it's your turn.
I know. I can't shoot the guy that's right next to me, so I guess I'll just grab my spear and stab him.
Yeah, sure. You go, and you try to get him.
Yeah.
16.
16. Yeah, I believe that does hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit him for less.
Oh, spear! Doing all kinds of damage today.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. You're wielding it two-handed, right?
Yeah.
So it deals 3 damage, but it pierces through the back of this orc and brings him down. Let's see if he can. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, and it brings him down. So Miera, the orc that attacked you before previously, has fallen.
Fantastic.
Ignis, you still have your movement and your bonus action.
Can I use a bonus action? I'm actually going to pause the epic battle music so I can hear. I need to turn that down a little bit. Jeez.
Okay.
Can I use my bonus action to kind of observe Jirok and see if he's like evil now or under mind controlled, or if he's just stunned?
That would take an action, a full action.
All right, because otherwise I don't think I have a bonus action.
No, he's facing away from you anyways right now. It would take a full action to try to assess that situation.
Okay. I guess in that case I will move and let's say I move over here. Yeah, so that I now have another clear shot at this dude.
The one right in front of you?
Yeah. And that one, that's 15 feet with 10 extra, so I should be able to get down pretty easily.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You make that.
Okay. And that's my turn.
Okay, cool. Jirok now.
It's a fear spell.
Runs this way as fast as possible.
Oh no.
Bye, buddy.
He incurs an attack of opportunity from the weird
Can you answer it. Like
the weird orc guy. It misses. He's running way too fast. He got out of there. And
actually not a fear spell, it's a go run a marathon spell.
Yeah, no, he's gone. The boy is fast, and it's a double move away as far as possible. So
it's the Usain Bolt spell.
It's something like that. So yeah.
Oh, okay then.
Cool.
Hey guys, sorry, I have an emergency right now. I'm gonna mute myself. Can you just attack for me?
Yeah, bud.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hopefully everything's okay. Oh dang. Okay. Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
okay.
seriously.
So that's his whole turn. He runs away. Darien,
Wait,
gonna turn around.
Can we get
and
Darien to
attempt.
sidestep?
Can we get him to sidestep?
Because I want to leave room for Balmier to run straight towards the
I mean,
dude.
he's gonna do. He can move down like this.
Yeah,
So
he
you
moves
yell
down
at
like
him.
that.
You yell at him, and you say, "Darien, get out of the way!" And so he looks and goes, "What?" And he goes, "Oh!" And then he steps down and he swings out with his sword, trying to attack this guy once again. Oh, that's right. I don't have his sheet up. I have everyone else's sheet up right now, but not his. All right, longsword. See what happened there? 10. I believe that's not enough to hit. Nope.
What
He
happened? Did I
clashes
explode?
again. No, you swung and you missed. That's
I
all.
took a shot and I missed.
And I took a shot and I missed again. And so yeah, and you moved out of the way of Balmier. Essentially, Miera yelled at you to move out of the way.
I am going to try and stay in the stream. I might have to take another phone call in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am sorry.
Unacceptable. No, it's cool, dude.
Developing situation.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
So Darien, that's essentially, unless you have a bonus action you'd like to use, that's essentially your turn there.
No. That's my turn. Wait, why did I move? Did I move? Was I?
I just said Miera yelled at you to move out of the way of Balmier.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Dude, the dude wants to pounce, all right? So
I'm trying to pounce.
they're trying to pounce. So Miera, it is now your turn.
All right, see now Balmier is like, all right, he ran away, but I see my owner is in danger. So in order to get the 20 feet that he needs in order to get from to this spot, because right now he's only got to the 15 feet from right here. He's gonna take a little back step here to get a run.
And then run forward? Yeah, you could totally do that.
And then run straight forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
And attack with
Zoom.
pounce.
Yeah. Go for it. Get that pounce.
Alright, so can I just click pounce? Because it doesn't seem like it's gonna let me just click pounce.
Well, click pounce to see what happens.
I'm clicking it and it just highlights it because it's got the eye cursor to edit it.
Huh.
So
Okay.
yeah, both keen smell and pounce do that.
And then hits with a claw attack.
And then
So
hits
use claw.
claw attack.
So you're moving here. The pounce move is you move 20 feet straight forward, use claw,
Yeah.
and then they must succeed in a dex or a DC 12 strength.
Okay.
But you have to hit with the claw attack to make this work.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So claw. Oh yeah, totally works.
Claw hits. Yeah.
Claw hits. Let's see if this dude can fight the strength. Nope. He immediately is knocked prone. Go ahead and deal the damage for claw, and then go ahead and deal. Can make one bite attack as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15 hits. So go
yeah.
ahead and roll that too.
Rip his
So
throat
basically,
out.
all of this is coming together. It rolled the crit, which is it's fine. We're just gonna take the first number there, which is the 8, right? Because it auto rolled the crit.
Yeah.
So you deal a total of 15 damage. Basically, I think let's see what happens here. He has to. Oh wow. So he might not be able to make this, but we're gonna find out. Oh my god. So Balmier comes in, claws him, tackles him to the ground, bites him down on the neck, and the whatever this thing is seems to still be moving and attempting to fight off the panther on top of him.
Jesus.
Yeah. So he's on the ground, prone, still moving.
Have him in the brain.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that's what happened there with Balmier. And Miera, I believe that's your full
my
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like moving right now. Actually, I can move because I can make movement independently of.
Yes,
of
correct.
Balmier.
Your movement is independent. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So
that
I'm
spear
gonna
doesn't
move
get an
down
attack of
here to get away
opportunity.
from the spear
Yeah.
and not incur attack of opportunity.
It doesn't deal with that. Cool. So this guy on the ground here. Oh, whoops. See what he does. Oh, buddy.
Hmm.
As you move away from him, you hear some, and the orc that was struck down previously by Ignas's spear stands up again.
No.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
like
yeah.
it.
So
Okay.
he
Time for firebombs.
smoke starts pouring out of his eyes, very similar to the one that is in front of you. And he seems to have risen. So he moves. You know what I think he's gonna do? I believe he's angry about his past life, and he's gonna move down here, right next to Ignas, and attempt to slam Ignas with his big ol' meaty hands. Ooh, yeah, doesn't work. Still getting used to being undead. The corrupted zombie orc doesn't seem to be able to make a hit. Yeah.
Okie doke.
I don't know if it much matters, but according to Q, Balmiar crit because he was prone. So that crit.
No, he would have rolled advantage. Oh, wait, because he rolled advantage on the thing.
And he got
Yep.
the crit.
You're fucking right. Yep, he's dead. This boy's gone.
Yeah!
Yeah. Yeah, this dude's dead.
We
Good call.
did it.
Because he was prone, so he has an advantage on the attack, which means the attack crit, which means he fails the save, and he's gone. Done. Donezo.
All right.
Death
Yeah.
by Panther.
Death by Panther. It actually happened. We did it, Mom. We're on TV. Okay, so that is what that one does.
That was cool.
So we come down to whatever the shaman is doing.
No, Shaman, go away.
He's been out of sight for a second. And over time, Ignas, you've been hearing this. The noises have been getting louder. And it is now that it is revealed to you what has been happening. Probably revealed to most of you, but
I'm gonna guess army of orcs.
maybe worse.
Battle of Helm's Deep.
So an enormous here, hang on, I gotta move this on the visual side here.
Oh, it's the fight with the troll in the mines of Moria.
Yeah, it's very similar. So this monstrosity,
Oh, it's time to go.
big boy, smoke pouring out of his eyes here, much like the ones that you've dealt with previously, carrying a large metal morning star. This one doesn't have the what you remember previously, the plate armor that was fused to his skin. This one just seems to have just his regular, like, he's not wearing any armor. So in this case, he's actually okay. So he's not wearing anything. He's just like this big, gross looking, naked, weird corruption of black smoke and open sores, essentially.
Does he have to be naked?
Wielding a giant mace. So yeah, so this is here now. I'm gonna say it comes out here because somebody comes back. And
Come back.
Okie doke.
Blue Skid, dude, we can't.
the shaman on his turn here. So we're gonna roll initiative for the big boy, real quick. If I can. Wow, really? Oh, objects. Here we go. He should have a really terrible initiative. Yup. But he's been able to make it here on the orders of the shaman.
I can just picture him panting, just be like, I made it, guys.
I tried. I'm here now.
Oh God.
So he's here. The shaman again starts speaking these words, and smoke pours out of his mouth and encompasses the large corruption in front of you. And it seems that he has done something very similar to what he did the previous two iterations, I guess. Why can't I get, there we go. Okay. And this one actually has like this. Yeah. So the one that has come out at you is not necessarily as beefy as the one you'd seen before, Ignas, but it's still a large monstrosity that has come out of the woodwork here and might pose a bit of an issue for you. So that's what the shaman does. The big ass ogre zombie, we're gonna go ahead and call him what it is gonna take some steps, and he's gonna get all the way up. Cha. Right? And he's kind of blocking this path here now. And he's going to swing down at Balmiar, I think. So he is going to...
Well, at least we got rid of most of the enemies before we... Oh, God! Before this thing showed up.
Oh, he's here. Oh.
So he swings down at Balmiar.
No, Balmiar!
Ah!
Yeah, and deals a heavy blow to him.
My baby.
Panther go squish.
Yeah, so the Morningstar comes up and swings down, smashing into the Panther. You hear the roar of pain from the animal, and it just looks. It basically cocks its head to the side, the smoke pouring out of its eyes, and just goes. And that's where that turn ends. Ignas, it is now your turn, my friend.
Oh boy. Well, I think the first step is to take out the dude that's attacking me.
Probably a good bet.
Turn around and smack him with my spear.
Yep, you turn around, stab him with your spear. You do hit him.
Okay. All right. Go!
You deal him 6 damage. It attempts to make a saving throw to fight the damage off. Fails horribly and perishes on the end of your spear.
Okay.
And there it lies.
Okay.
Lifeless again on the ground as it belongs.
By the way, quick question.
What's up?
Are we going to assume that I left my crossbow back on the little ledge?
No, you would have just slung it over your shoulder.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense. Oh, okay. A little better. We only have one gigantic monstrosity to deal with instead of, 2.
That's
just
my mother
one.
You're talking about.
Oh, your mom jokes.
All right. Cool. So that's that. So you did that. Ignas, do you have a bonus action you'd like to take?
I still don't, and I really wish I did, because I feel like I'm wasting opportunities here.
I'm sure there are spells somewhere.
Well, actually, probably. I guess now that I'm not being, what do you call it? I don't have a guy on me. I'll just move over here, I guess. Can I move back here?
I'm not sure where you mean back. Yeah, you can press yourself up against the wall, sure.
Yeah, I'll do that for now.
Okay.
Just so that I have a clearer shot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
This might come back to bite me, but you know what? Let's do it.
All right, so it's now Jirok's turn here.
Also, I do have a quick question.
Yes.
So that spell that the shaman casts, it affects everyone around him, or is it just the people that were present?
You can take an action on your next turn to think about it.
Okay.
You currently do not know off the top of your head.
Roll to figure my shit out.
Yeah, so Jirok moves forward, realizing, shaking off what had happened to him, turns around, roars, and runs in as much as he can, stumbles in, really, fighting off the sickness that claims him, and he throws a dart here. Yeah, that totally hits. Boom. Slams that guy. And he gets, boom, he gets 2 of these. Hits him again. So slams this monstrosity. He runs back, throwing these daggers out, and just really smacks the crap out of this guy. Two of them bite really deeply, and the corruption doesn't necessarily feel pain, but it has now noticed that something has joined the fray that isn't necessarily good for him. So that is going to be the, I think, ooh, Jirok, I think has bonus actions, doesn't he? Hang on. Oh, nice. Jirok, because he is kind of, sort of a rogue-ish type. 15. Oh, yeah. Comes up, runs, does that, and then sprints around the outside and starts heading towards the shaman. So he gets to double move with his bonus action. It's pretty good for you guys at this point. Yeah, so that's his turn there. Darien, what would you like to do, my friend?
Well, considering there's a big fat orc boy behind me, or ogre rather.
Indeed.
I'm gonna slap him around a little bit. Also, IRL update. I'm good. No emergency.
You're good? All right.
Good.
Glad to hear it, man.
No, I got
Excellent.
a phone call, and I was like, whatever.
One of
We'll
those
go.
knife edge situations.
Yeah,
like,
one of
this
those,
could be
like,
good. This could
what
be
do
good.
you mean he's missing?
Oh.
What do
Good.
you mean? But
Good.
Okay.
we good.
All right. Glad. Glad for that, man. What would you like to
My
do?
son was missing.
He loves
Ooh.
this
My
game.
son was stolen. Don't
He
you
loves
start,
this.
Professor Sockroom. I'm gonna swing my sword and pray.
And pray. Go for it.
Shit.
Now,
My prayers were not answered.
no. He's slow moving and he's not wearing any armor. You swing around and you cut deep into the large thigh of this creature.
Ooh.
Now, when you say you're praying, would you like to imbue your weapon with prayer?
Well, since you asked, I think I will do that. Yes.
Go for it, my man. So
it's
go ahead
gonna-
and roll the longsword damage,
Let me just pop. Yeah, let me just read
and then let me know.
I was gonna ask if you saved any spell slots.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
I was
right.
oh yeah.
I saved one, and I need to use it this turn.
Ooh, that big 12. I like that. That looks good.
Ooh.
Yep. So 12 damage there. And are you going to use your smite?
I'm gonna use divine smite. May I roll
Excellent.
3d8?
Yes, you may. He is definitely undead.
All right, 22, baby.
Nice.
That's not bad.
Solid, a fat 22 damage. So your sword comes swinging
Equals
around and
one
bites
McSwiggins.
down into the hip of the monstrosity before you, cutting down deep into the thigh, and your sword again flares to life, eating away at the shadow that seems to be encompassing this creature, and you deal him a hefty blow. It roars out again in pain. I just totally messed that up. That's actually that number. There we go. He roars out because he might not feel the bite of your weapons, but he definitely feels the bite of your divine prayer. As an unnatural being, it rips at the very core of his existence. Yeah, so it kind of falls down a little bit and looks up at you and just roars at you. And unless you'd like to do something else, that is a nice turn.
That's my turn.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Miera,
All right.
it is
so,
your go.
question.
What's
Because
up?
Balmiar was hit with 20 damage and he had only 19 left, he's at 0 and incapacitated.
Oh my, he only had 19 left. Yes, so he would be at 0, and on your turn would roll death saves.
Okay. Because I was gonna see if I could do cure wounds, to bring him, make him okay. but he has to do a
You're
death
currently
save.
in, well, you're in range, and with
Yeah.
death saves, you can. I'm allowed a lot. Some GMs don't allow animal companions to make death saves like heroes.
Right.
I think they're worth it because otherwise you're going to be replacing them quite frequently, and that just doesn't feel good.
Right.
So no, he's allowed to make death saves, but the fact that you're right there and it's on the same turn, we can just say before he even starts to die, you've placed your hand on him and brought him back with the power of your healing magic.
Okay.
Regardless, in a first death save, he doesn't really have the opportunity to actually die. Even if he rolls a 1, he still has 1 death save left to survive, right? So you're fine. You can go ahead and roll your magic there, and he doesn't have to make the save.
Okay, cool. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend my turn on that.
Yeah.
So and this is my last spell slot. So level 1.
Excellent. Go ahead and spend it. 2. You
Ugh.
give him a big fat
2.
2 hit points, but Balmiar whimpers. His crushed bones re-knitting themselves together through your magic, and he looks up at you and whimpers a bit and kind of rolls over on all fours and attempts to stand to stand up.
It's okay, buddy.
Yeah. So he's
we need to get him out of there.
yeah, he's not okay.
It kind of has to be risked at the moment. He's got to move. He's got to move. Try to move.
Are you gonna try to move him now?
I have to. I feel like I have to. It's either now or never, because this big boy ain't going down anytime soon. I can see.
Well, you can't see anymore because his health bar is so small now.
Well, from what I assume, based off of the damage that we've done and how he's a huge boy.
Sure.
I actually haven't looked at the health bar, so
my suggestion is because he will take an attack of opportunity if he moves.
Yeah, I know.
So that's up to you.
And I know, and I'm just like, because let's see. He's got an armor class of 14. So far, he's missed every single, he's had to take damage every time he's had to deal with an attack of opportunity. Because I would almost be willing to just swap places with him. But I know that won't.
You can, but he's still going to take that attack of opportunity.
He's still going to take the attack of opportunity.
Yes.
You know what? I think I'm gonna move Miera to be right here. So I guess that there are more targets.
Sure.
And pray that Balmiar doesn't get attacked.
Sure. Oh, we lost one.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
Oh, was he muted and we didn't realize?
I don't know. It always messes with my cameras and freaks me out, though.
So yeah, I'm sorry, but for somehow I don't know why this happens only when we play D&D, but the cable came out of the microphone entirely. I don't know.
How does that happen?
I don't know, and it only happens on Sunday.
That's
okay.
So weird.
Maybe God's trying to tell me something.
It's the Lord's Day.
Sure. Okay.
I just gotta figure out if I should move Balmiar or not. I don't know. What is the rest of my party?
Chat, I'm looking at what you're saying right now. Balmiar's action at this current level is tied to Miara's action, right?
Yeah.
So they cannot act independently of each other. They can only move independently of each other. Miera has already used her action to bring him back to life. This is why he doesn't have the opportunity to disengage, right? He does not have a separate action at this point than Miera does.
Yeah.
Just as clarification.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, well, I mean, it's up to you. You moved. You don't have to move Balmiar.
What do we think, party?
You do know that Darien just swiped the crap out of this guy with a holy blade, and he seems to be very upset about that.
Yeah, I think
So-
I would personally advise maybe not moving this turn.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna move this turn, especially if his focus is gonna be on the one that potentially focus could be on the one that just dealt a boatload of damage.
Yeah.
So I think I'll take the risk.
You're all welcome.
I'll take
Yeah,
the risk
right.
right now. And
Big
I'll
boy
let
up
him just
front.
sit there.
Sure.
Regardless, I'm
All
at a
right.
risky situation, so
This
I
is
think
where
it's
I'm
just
gonna
better
get,
to
like-
play it safe now.
Hulk
Right.
punching Thor flung across the room.
Yeah, he's just gonna get lifted up, just slammed into the ceiling. Okay, so Miara, that ends your turn. So now it's the shaman's turn. He again notices
Ooh.
things are going south. This is not working out for him.
But I brought
So-
the big guy and everything.
Yep, yeah, he's a pragmatist. and he's gonna book it.
The shaman.
Oh yeah, no, this dude's gone.
Little
He's gone.
And at this
And he has
point in
no
time,
sense of
Buffed
opportunity.
and ran. What a dick.
it's up. It's enough that he runs far enough away that it dissipates his magical spear that was in the air, as well as I think this remains though. I think this is a time-based one. Let me go ahead and check this.
What a dick! He brought the party to us, and he's not even staying for the after party.
Yeah, right. The dude's
How
getting
rude.
out of here.
He
I'm
dined
never
at
inviting
Dash.
him again.
Duration. Yeah, it's duration. So it doesn't even matter. So this stays. Yeah. So he's gone. He runs away. You know both. Everyone on the map right now, except probably Jirok, can't see him. Ignis, you don't even know that he ran. Miera, you probably couldn't have seen him either at this point. Darien, you got a big hulking mass in front of you. I think the only person that notices him run is Jirok at this point.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fine.
And so that's currently how that is. The monstrosity in front of you
Where should he go?
looks down at the holy avenger that has stuck him in the leg and is going to make a last ditch effort here under the orders of his leader to strike down at you. I believe that hits.
Wait, let me crunch some numbers
Ooh,
real
who
quick.
is
Let
that
me
at?
let me run those numbers real quick. There's a 23 on
Yeah.
Darien.
Okay.
Darien basically notices that this Morningstar is coming down, gets his shield up, but not in time, and takes 10 big old Morningstar damage
Ouchies.
right to the noggin.
Ouch.
Yeah.
How does that do?
yeah.
How are you doing?
Oh, you know, I'm doing.
Yeah, so that's
I'm
That's
about
how
one.
that works.
I take one more of those. I'm dying.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
boy.
he deals massive damage and just roars at you
Ugh.
in a weird kind of wheezy way because it doesn't have a whole lot of functioning lungs in there. So that's his whole turn is he does that. Ignis, it is now your turn, my friend.
Feels bad. man.
If I were to make a shot from here, would I be shooting over these two, or would
I would
I
assume
basically have clear
through.
line of sight?
So you can shoot up. The only way that it would be bad is if you critically fail. Okay? It's not technically a clear line of sight because they're in adjacent squares, right? They're next to each other and you're shooting through it. But you have enough, and it's one of those things that talking is a free action, right? So you can be like, Miera, get down and release your quarrel, right?
Okay.
So it's one of those things.
All right. Then Miara, duck.
Back.
Yeah, I guess.
Take my shot.
Miera gets down, and he releases the
She
crossbow
She gets
bolt.
down, she gets
Yep,
lucky.
and it strikes. It hits him directly in what's left of his sternum, and pierces him for 7 damage. He gets to make a Constitution saving throw. Oh yeah,
Oh.
he takes the bolt and just his black gaze turns over to the small gnome over in the
Oh,
corner,
no.
and his eyes are just pouring out this smoke, and it doesn't seem you've killed him.
We're gonna
Oh,
get
well,
trampled.
in that case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my move, and let's say, I move up here. Do I have enough movement for that? 15
No.
plus 10.
No, you have 25 movement total.
All right, 15 plus 10.
Oh, yeah, okay, it's doubled. That's right. We decided
Yeah.
it was double.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay, so I'll just move myself back up here.
Yeah, go for it.
Right.
Excellent.
And then that is my turn.
Jirok, turns over his shoulder, sees you guys fighting them, and he says, "Do I go after him?"
Yes.
And he's looking
Yeah.
for an answer. So you yell yes. All right. Jirok
He's the only one.
disappears.
Yeah, he's the only one who has any kind. Like he's the only one who can.
And
Sure.
also the only one who's seen where.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jirok
Oh,
Keep eyes on
disappears
him.
down the hallway. And he's gonna make a couple rolls here. Let's see, where is Jirok? He's gonna make start attack.
Lesser of two evils, because man, if we lose our guide, that's one thing. But if we get a whole army of orcs on our butts, that's another.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
That's Jirok's turn. So
Right.
you don't know exactly what happens, but Jirok disappears down the hallway.
Ugh.
Crossing my fingers for him,
Yep.
even though technically
Darien.
he consigned my father to death.
Yeah, right.
Backstory for the people who joined us today.
Yeah, yeah. Those of you that have any interest in any of the backstory of what's come so far, you can go find the previous episodes at the YouTube channel. We'll talk about it later, but just as a heads up,
There was a lot of shenanigans.
there's a lot. There's a lot of
Shenanigans
shenanigans.
were had.
All fun though.
So, Darien, it is currently your turn, my friend.
I'm gonna slap this big boy.
Slap him good.
Slapped him good enough.
Yeah, no, you got him. You slapped him. You deal 6 damage. That would you like to imbue it with any
Yeah, I'll
energy?
do it one
or-
more time because we really need
Sure.
it. It's
Sure.
the last of my spell slots, but it's worth.
Yeah.
Break all your limits.
I'm going Ultra Instinct.
Wowee.
Woo!
How would you like to do this?
Oh, I get the kill, don't I?
Yeah, you do. How would you like to do this?
I turn to my right and I look to make sure that Miara's watching, and I just die, you vile creature! And I jump into midair, dropping my shield and just two-handing the sword and carving it down his chest.
Sure. All right. So, Darien drops the shield, the sword again imbuing itself with this magical, radiant, bright energy, leaps into the air, carves down into the skull of this undead beast, and you watch as the blade seems to cut like butter straight down, and he slides so effortlessly. All of the black smoke being absorbed and caresses around the light of the blade, and it seems that the light parts it. And the beast falls empty, open, and there's no more of that black corrupting smoke inside. And Darien lies in a carcass of a giant, essentially.
Just chilling.
Nice.
That smell, though.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that smell.
Ooh, that smelly smell is so smelly. At this point, to all, the best of your guys' knowledge, this would exit the combat of this session for this area.
Oh man.
Yeah, what would you like to do?
We gotta find Jirok.
And I was gonna ask Miara, do you see anything down the hall?
I can make a perception check, probably, right?
So yeah, let's say you walk up and around. What's your your dark vision goes up to 60 feet?
Let's take a look. My dark vision goes up to 60 feet.
Yeah, make a perception check. You might be able to spot.
Okay. Let me do that perception check. I should have asked for assist. Fuck.
Yeah, 14. You see Jirok walking back, holding something in his hand down low, and he seems to be struggling with pulling it.
My
The head of the shaman.
I'm a move up to greet him. Ask him, did you get him?
Hops over the dead body of the giant.
Yeah, you like struggle on through. Totally cool. Yeah. So Jirok looks up and he's wheezing a little bit, and he looks down. He says, "Of course I did," and he kind of like slings as much as he can the shaman body forward. Couldn't let him escape.
Good work.
Now to rest.
and he nods. And he says, "Want to help me with this?" And he like gestures down towards the body.
Sure.
Yes, I.
Sure. Okay, so you guys help him, and he brings it back over to where the rest of the bodies are, essentially.
Once we have him situated, can I just take a moment to kind of, like stab him in the face just to really make sure he's dead?
The shaman? Yeah, go for it. You do it.
Just stab him in the face real quick.
Sure. You pull out a belt knife, and you stab down in the shaman. It bleeds.
Cut his
hand off. Really make sure, because there's been some issues with dead bodies not staying down.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to move. or respond. Jirok kind of looks at you, smirks, and goes, huh, good idea. And continues to like help you drag the body over to the area. Yeah, so the time is yours. What would you like to do?
Oh my god. I'm going to first just take a quick listen to see if there's any more echoes, anybody coming, anything like that.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm also going to make a mic cord check. Seems fine.
13. No, you don't seem to hear anything but the crackling of the fire and the heavy breathing of your friends.
All right. Really paranoid. Actually, wait, I have an alert spell. We don't have to work.
Okay. Balmiar.
Oh, I have an alert spell. I can totally like safeguard this camp at least.
Hmm? You could try to do
if
that.
We take a long rest.
The day has progressed. It would be.
I was like, I feel like only 3 hours have passed.
No, so the time passing is you guys going deeper and deeper into these caverns.
That's what I figured.
I've also tried to make a point of like Jirok is not okay, right?
Yeah.
Like he's moving slowly, but he's the one that is leading you. So it has taken some time to get down deeper and deeper into these mines. So I mean, I'd say it's after your fight from earlier, walking down into that area, taking your rest there. I mean, you're probably late afternoon. The thing is, you're in the dark, right? So we're doing hours by. Can I take a long rest yet? No. Okay, we keep going, or until you're like, I could take a long rest now. So essentially, if you guys choose to take a short rest, you're basically running up right onto the time that you would be able to take your long rest.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that functions.
Yeah.
So that's up to you. There's a camp here. There's bodies on the ground. I mean, to me, there's a veritable smorgasbord of things to do.
Right.
So that's up to you how you want to do it.
So can I freely move around just to see what this place looks like real quick?
I mean, yeah, you can. It doesn't necessarily, like, again, like the previous map. I'll go ahead and put it up on the screen for everyone. But, like, it doesn't... the map is not important anymore. It was just it's a way to convey what the battlefield might look like. That's all. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all the turns and clear the list here. Yeah, so I mean, there's some tents, there's a fire, and it seems that they were kind of camped out here a little bit. You don't really have anything else beyond that.
I mean, I guess we first search for loot.
So yeah, you can make an investigation of the camp. Are you looking for? Are you searching the bodies? What I need to know specifically what you're trying to do.
I'll search the camp for anything like that looks interesting. Search the bodies for any kind of. I mean, I guess there's no real need to check the bodies for who or what they are because it seems pretty obvious with the acid burns and whatnot.
Okay.
Maybe just look for any clue maybe of where they came from.
Can take their weapons and sell them later.
That's true. I do have a bag of holding. I can just toss those in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That seems.
Yeah,
I think I
remember
your
stuff.
So, is there anything that we can do to make Jirok less uncomfortable? Like maybe give him a healing potion or something?
If we
you could ask him.
Ignas, or does Ignas have? I forget how that works. Can you do a healing potion?
I can give anyone a healing potion that has not already had one. You know, as long as you've had a long rest, then you can have another healing potion.
Okay,
is how it works. So I could definitely give you one.
Yeah, so I'll walk over to. So you could give us all them because we haven't had.
Yeah, not since our long rest.
No,
oh sure, yeah, I'll dole out some healing potions. I just want to see.
Cool.
Okay, so I just wanted to see if I was rolling 1d8 or 2d8, and the answer is 2d8. Here, let me do them in order, and let me. Oh my God, can I click this? Will it do a thing? Will it? No? Okay, fine. It's a dick like that. There, I'm gonna say that's for Liara. One for the Panther.
Cool.
Damn.
And one
Yes.
for our paladin buddy.
All right.
That's plus
It's not too bad.
And what about
Can I just do
Jirok?
+7 and then just?
Did Jirok take
react to
damage?
it? No, I can't. Okay, well.
Not in that
he?
fight. No.
Yeah, I
Oh,
figured.
no, he
And
didn't.
yeah, no.
I'm just picturing him as damaged because he's getting ravaged by the poison that's in him.
Yeah. No.
I mean-
His hurt is from the inside.
Yeah,
for sure.
I can't exactly fix that with my Gatorade.
Can my lay on hands reduce that effect or like
You can try.
help him? Okay. So I'm gonna down this. What is it? 7 healing potions. So then I'm gonna walk over to Jirok and lay hands on him.
Jirok looks at you while you approach him and says, "What are you doing, holy man?"
This will hopefully ease what's inside of you.
He kind of looks at you. He's gonna make an insight check. He doesn't really trust you. So we're gonna see if he believes you and lets you do what you want to do. Insight is intelligence. He is not very smart. Yeah, no, he believes you. You're not lying to him, so he just needs to know that, like, we needed to know if he's going to be, like, super suspicious about anything.
Yeah.
So no, he looks at you kind of askance, and then again, like, clutches something underneath his shirt, and he says, Okay, you may try, but I do not have much faith in this.
All right. So
Well, you don't need to have faith. Just Darien.
I have faith enough for both of us, my friend.
Oh, yeah, I have no.
And
sorcery.
I spend the 5 points from my healing pool, and I
To try to remove a poison.
try
right?
to neutralize it. Yeah.
Can you go ahead and post that? Because I think it has multiple uses.
Sure. Yeah. There's a bunch of different uses.
Yeah, that's what I want to.
I'm looking at the third paragraph. You can expend 5 points
to cure of one disease or neutralize a poison.
Neutralize a poison, etc.
You can cure multiple diseases and neutralize multiple poisons with a single use, expending hit points separately for each one.
Ow.
Interesting. Well, I mean, it
So-
would be 5 points each.
So what does this look like as when you try to lay on hands?
I place my hand on his shoulder, and it kind of slowly starts to glow, like very faintly, with like a glowing yellowish, whitish light around, like underneath my palm, kind of like the light is coming from underneath my palm.
Sure.
And it's warming. It like, it's like a warming sensation, but it's not like hot. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
Icy hot?
Yeah.
So you see as you lay on it, and he watches you kind of suspiciously again, clutching something under his shirt, and he looks at you, and you lay your hand on him, and the light starts to emanate, and you see him visibly relax. You see him stop, and go. Can you make your passive perception is actually pretty low. Can you make a perception check for me, please?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see if you notice. Oh wow, you see some of the crawling like necrotic veins in his face start receding. They pull back as you've casted this spell, and for the next 6 seconds they seem to come back down, and he breathes easily for a time. And you remove your hand, and you see again that the veins come up to their location, and he looks at you, and he coughs again, and he says, "Thank you. I did feel better. I do feel better."
It's not a cure, but hopefully it can ease some of your pain.
He nods to you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And he kind of wanders off to go take a look around the camp, a little taken aback by the kindness.
And then I'm kind of, Darien's wiped out, so he
So yeah, Darien, you just want to go like sit by the
he's
fire or
just
something
kinda,
like that?
Yeah, gonna slink down near the fire and just kind of rest his eyes a little bit.
Sure. I believe someone made an investigation check.
That was me. I got a 14 for it.
A 14 on investigation. And are you checking the camp or the bodies? What do you-
I'm checking the camp. I'm looking at the bodies for anything of note. I'm gonna collect their gear to sell later, or at least their weapons.
Okay, so this is going to take some time. I suppose, Miara, are you helping with this, or what's the plan here?
Before I help him with it, because I want to check to see if there's anything that I want from them.
Okay.
I want to walk Balmiar over to the fire just to lay down and sit down because I've given him the potion that was given.
So you're not looking for anything. You're just going to sit.
No, I'm sending Balmiar to like just kind of lay by the fire.
Oh,
but I wanna
okay.
help.
I misunderstood.
I want to help. Ignis investigate the bodies and potentially take what I want from them.
Sure. Ignis, what do you look at first? Because you already rolled your investigation. Miara seems to be doing a separate investigation for herself.
I'd probably look through the camp first.
Okay. Miara, go ahead and roll investigation for me.
Okie doke.
Because it's going to take you time to do the investigation of the camp. And if you're not looking at the bodies first, right, she's going to have first dibs on whatever the hell's on the bodies.
Yeah.
That's
But,
just,
you know.
that's what you take out of this, right?
But keep
So-
in mind if you're taking anything like heavy, I have the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Also true.
I might trade off weapons.
A 16 on investigation. Nice. Yeah, you, interesting. Okay. So, because Ignis made the roll first, we'll talk about the camp.
Right.
It seems pretty, I mean, it's crude as camps go, as much as tribal as orcs are. They don't necessarily set up to stay in one place for very long, especially in times of war like this. It looks like this was a scouting party, if not one that was picking up stragglers, as you've noticed, of these freed slaves. They seem to have been picking up some of these. You find in a couple of the tents broken slave bands, slave necklaces, but you don't seem to see any of the slaves around. So maybe they had previously been through here. You're not really sure at this point.
Okay.
They seemed, I mean, there's a couple of bedrolls in each of these tents. In the largest tent, though, you find 2 chests.
Right.
And they're not heavy duty chests. One is like a trunk, and it lies, and it's there. And then there's another one it seems a little more solid, and it seems to be wrapped with iron bands, right? So it seems to be more structurally stable.
I check for traps. Is that a thing
On what?
on the chests before I open them?
So which one do you want to open first? There's a trunk, and then there's one that's like with iron bands around.
Try the trunk first.
So you want to check it for traps?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem to be trapped in any way that you know of.
All right, I'll try opening it.
This is the trunk, right?
Yeah, the trunk.
Yeah. So you pop open the trunk, and inside looks to be large silver chunks, very similar to the ones that you already picked up in the previous silver mine. It looks like not only the troglodytes got their hands on some treasure, but maybe these orcs did as well.
Okay. So I have 2 different silver chunks written down here. I got like the 10 raw ones, and then I got like the big one,
I mean, the big one counts as like 2 of them. Essentially, they're all the same thing. They're raw silver chunks.
Okay, so
right?
let me just
they're
turn that
all
into 12 silver chunks.
sure. And we already decided they're worth about 15 gold apiece.
Okay, how many have I got here?
If you go through and you count them out, there's 20 more.
I'm in the bag of holding.
Yep. So you put them all in the bag of holding.
I'll check the
So
other.
just so you keep track, bag of holding only holds 500 pounds. Heads up.
Okay, how much do they weigh?
So each of these weigh roughly 2 pounds.
Okay, so it's 64 pounds.
Yep. Just as when you start shoving in every great axe that you come across, or like a giant's morning star,
Right.
it adds up pretty quickly, right?
Right.
Just as a heads up.
Okay.
So yeah, so you find that there, and that's what was in the trunk.
I actually don't have anything in my bag of holding now because it was, it's the new bag of holding.
Yeah, it's new, but I'm just saying, if you're keeping track, some of those items are heavy.
Right. Okay, then I will check out the other trunk or the other chest for traps first before opening it.
Go ahead and make an investigation.
Because I'm a paranoid boy, I fell down a hole once.
23. It's locked, but it doesn't seem to be trapped.
Oh, I got thieves' tools.
You want to go ahead and make an attempt on the thieves' tools?
Heck yeah.
So you get your thieves' tools in there, and you can't seem to get the lock in the right place, and you snap one of your picks. It doesn't really go well, but it still remains locked.
Could I use acid to destroy the lock?
Your acid affects flesh more than it does metal. You would notice that it would cause the lock to pit, but it doesn't necessarily mean it would disable the mechanism.
Could I use the acid to dissolve part of the chest? You said iron bands, but I'm presuming the rest of it is made of wood.
Yep. With time, yes, but you take the risk in destroying the contents inside.
Right.
Smash.
I mean, can I make another attempt?
In a bit. We'll talk to Miera first.
Right.
Okay. So, Miera, you rolled, what was your investigation there, 16?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, so you're taking a look at bodies. Cool.
Yep.
Let's take a look at what you find. How many orcs were there?
3.
3.
There was the slave orc, the 2 orcs, and then the shaman, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so you find 15 silver on one orc body and 23 copper on another.
Cool.
The shaman has 10 gold pieces on him. And that's what you find gold-wise. The slave has nothing on him. What he has is rags and a slave band.
Hold on,
and
I'm just trying to get to my item sheets and
Sure.
scroll down, but it's being difficult for me right now. Come on, you. Why don't you want to go down?
Ha!
Why don't you want to go down? This is great. Okay, there. All right, I guess.
I really
that's
hope
as
you
far as
remember what
go.
I said.
It was was it 15 silver?
It was... Yeah, it was 15 silver, 21 copper, and 10 gold.
10 gold. All right. Well, I'm gonna write down 10 gold for now, and I'll.
Okay. Yeah. So on the two cultist warrior orcs, they have a great axe apiece. They also have belt daggers, but they seem to be wearing a hide armor. But other than that, there's nothing that really catches your eye. On the slave, there's the slave band, rags, and literally nothing else on this person.
Gotcha.
The ogre just seems to be a mess of flesh right now, and the Morning Star is literally all that remains of it that's of any use to anyone. Though it's much too large for anyone in your party to use. You could take it, I guess. I'm not even sure if it would fit in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
On the shaman, though, the shaman's a little bit more interesting. On the shaman, you find that gold. You find a necklace that's a cord, essentially a leather cord, and on the end you see a symbol of some kind. I mean, generally you can put this together. Probably a symbol of Karis, right? Your aspect of disease. Makes sense that one of these spellcasters, a shaman of that nature, would have one of these. And it seems to be made of silver. There's the spear. It seems to be finely crafted. It's large, but it doesn't seem overly cumbersome. It looks kind of like a mix between a quarterstaff and an actual spear. More along the lines of a halberd, right? But it seems that it was also kind of just as a walking stick, really. Let's see what else is on this guy. So he's wearing these robes, these shaman robes, but they're not very well made. They're kind of leathery, burlappy in feel and in flavor, right? And he doesn't seem to have a whole lot else there. You do find a key in the belt pouch though, where the gold was kept.
Okay. Well.
Key.
Yeah, key. So I'm gonna take that key. Do I see Ignis struggling with this chest?
He's in a tent somewhere.
Oh, he's in a tent somewhere. So I'll hold on to it for now, because I'll point it out later.
Sure.
And I think I'm gonna pocket the necklace.
Yeah. Okay. The necklace
so-
itself is probably worth about 5 silver.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard to find a market for someone who's looking to buy aspect of disease religious things.
Mainly, I think I'm gonna hold on to it to see if we could use it for clues later.
Sure.
Or anything later. So necklace.
Sure, put it on Jirok.
For now. I can give it to Darok if he wants to help him or figure out whatever he wants to do with it. But I think for future, I'm gonna also take some of the leather that's on the armor, or some of the leather armor, and see if eventually I could craft it into like armor for Balmiar, if that's at all possible.
It will take you quite a while to learn how to do that, but you are more than welcome to take it to an armorer or have an armorer figure it out.
Figure
for
it
you.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll take.
Yeah, you can take the leather scraps if you'd like.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why
not?
learn a skill when you can pay someone to do it for you?
I mean, yeah.
As an adventurer, it's much easier for you to do that. But sure. So you want to grab the leather armor, well, they're wearing hide armor as far as I like. It's like animal skins essentially. But you're more than welcome to take it off of the 2 warriors if you'd like.
Yeah, well, what was you said specifically like the shaman had like
The shaman has like these weird leathery burlappy robes on. He wasn't really wearing armor. It does.
Yeah.
In physical terms, he had an AC from his armor of 0.
Okay,
right, so he had an exceptionally low AC.
Gotcha.
Which is why you guys could hit him literally all the time.
Okay.
He was a sack of hit points at that point. Literally a sack because of his robes. So.
Yes, I'll take like the leather scraps from, or the animal hides, whatever from.
Yeah, so you take like the hide armor off of the 2 warriors. Sure. They're bulky. I mean, they're much too large for you. The orcs are 7 or 8 feet tall. It's
yeah.
They're large creatures.
That's a lot of material.
I'll
Not
hand it off to
actually
Ignis
large, but they're
for,
large.
like the bag of holding.
So you want to go find Ignis?
Yeah, I'm gonna go find Ignis.
Sure. So you call out to him, and Ignis answers from in one of these tents somewhere. Right?
Yes, in here.
All right. Hey,
Can't get this damn thing open.
I found this key. Do you want this? Maybe this is for it.
All right, I'll try anything once. Thank you.
Yeah, instantly opens. No issue. It seems that this was the key to this iron-bound chest. You open it, and inside there's these long, thin tubes with small candle-like wicks coming out the end. Either of you are able to make an intelligence check here to see if you know what this is.
Oh, this is my jam.
Okay, so Ignis.
Dinamite.
More or less my jam.
More or less your jam. You kind of recognize this. Having grown up in Erdrick and in a mining town, you can put together 2 and 2 here if you took a look at this for a little while that, yeah, no, these are sticks of dynamite. Yeah,
fun.
So this is all dynamite in this chest, probably used in the area for these mining operations, and it seems that in the orc raid for the area where they picked up all the silver, they also picked up some of the other more fun implements.
Okay, I'm just going to hang on to these.
Yep.
Sure. So you put, I said 15, right? There's like 15 sticks of dynamite that you put in there.
I don't recall the number, but now that I know, thank you so much.
Yeah, I believe it's 15, and dynamite has like dynamite actually exists in the realm.
Don't say it exists.
Yeah, it exists. I didn't have to make it up. This shit exists.
I'm not gonna bother with a worth because there's no way I'd sell this to anybody.
But
Hey, want to buy some bombs?
Yeah.
Ignis, I did gather some of the armor that these
They weigh a pound apiece, by the way.
that they were wearing. Would you mind holding on to these for me?
Yeah, sure. Toss them in here.
Yep. And I give them the 2 hide armors.
Sure. Okay. Sounds good. So I mean, from what you've rolled, you've thoroughly cleaned out the area here, and it's been probably about an hour to an hour and a half of just doing this. And at this point, you're able to take your long rest here for sure.
Okay. And before we do that, I will set up an alarm spell on the section that the shaman was running down.
Yeah, so you go down there and I assume you ritually cast it, so you don't have to burn a spell slot here.
Well, I
and
could do either one.
And you basically you run your alarm spell over this area here. It's a 20 by 20 cube, right? So over the entrance or exit, as it were, that the shaman was utilizing. Yeah,
all right,
for sure.
Real quick question: the hide armor, how much do they weigh?
I believe they're 3 pounds a piece, but I'll have to look that up for you.
Oh, that's some really light armor. All right. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm like super far away from ever hitting 500 pounds.
Yeah. Oh wow, 12 pounds. There you go.
Oh, they're 12 pounds? Wait, 12 pounds
12
each or
pounds
total?
a piece.
Okay. 24 pounds. Still pretty far away.
No, you should be. It's a new bag. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
There is a limit. It's not endless. The pocket dimension that is in there only goes so far.
It's
I
not
can eventually
Kirby's
fill
speed.
those pockets.
It's very close.
Is what you're saying.
You can. So you guys, do you settle down for your long rest here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Boy, howdy.
So at this point in time, oh whoops, I totally clicked the wrong scene. That's fine. At this point in time, you guys are taking your long rest. This is where we would, go ahead and calculate all of the experience gain that you would get for this. So from this encounter, I'm gonna have to do some math on.
I have a question. So I don't think
Yes,
we've
sir.
done experience yet.
Yeah.
We've
from what
not.
I understand.
We haven't for the troglodytes. We didn't. Did we do for the spiders? Did we kill any spiders?
We got our ass kicked.
We got like
I
2
didn't
spiders down,
die.
I think.
You
Die. That's important.
You killed 1 small spider.
Okay. Point being, I should start at. I think Professor Sakura and I both started at level 3.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
So do we just have the base amount of experience that you need to get to level 3?
Yes.
Okay.
How much
Yeah.
is that?
I'm trying to look it up. Got my nifty little website. I just can't find where that would be.
900.
900? Cool.
900 experience is at level 3.
Cool.
Yeah, no, we'll do experience. So gonna take me a second here. I kind of want to do this afterwards because it's gonna take me a second. But
Yeah.
Okay,
Whatever you wanna
let's call it
you
here.
wanna
We'll do
wrap
it
up?
off screen.
yeah,
Because unless we're getting
So-
thousands of experience points,
you're not.
nothing's-
You're not.
nothing
The
important's gonna
troglodytes
happen.
are a lot less than you're gonna want them to be.
They're all a lot less than we'd want them to be,
Yeah,
Sure.
that's fine.
But we survived.
We did.
and that's
We
important.
did pretty good in the combat situations.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah,
Um,
that was
so we're-
better than I thought we would do.
Yeah.
Everything
to be
went better
honest.
than expected.
Yeah, I don't think any of these screens are set up correctly, but we're gonna find out. So hang on, let me find out what video thing everyone is. Video
Let's
3.
see.
Nope, that's Rob. So let me go ahead and add. Where is it? Oh my god, I
Who's
can't
going
find
first?
anything. Browser. It would be Rel, but I can't, and it looks like it's Rob. Oh no! Oh no!
That's,
What happened?
that's not me.
What did you do?
Oh my goodness! I'm so
Oh
hairy.
no!
And handsome.
Oh no! I had to because everyone was in a different spot today. It's really annoying. I believe it's
Sorry.
window capture. Yeah. Okay. So, hang on. Ah, Rel's there now. Look at that, everybody. Rel, go ahead and do some
It's
shout
like
outs.
magic.
It's like it never
It
happened.
never happened. Where can the people find you, my friend?
Okay, well, I can be found at youtube.com/relplays. I do game reviews focused on concise information, getting you a look at the game and a recommendation within 3 minutes or so. I can also be found on Twitch at twitch.tv/relplays, and I tend to stream just, whatever takes my fancy. And on Twitter at relLetsPlay.
Excellent. Thank you, Rel. Now let's see what happens when I go to Rob. Oh man, that is not Rob. That is Professor Sakura. Hang on a second, boys.
Well, let's try.
We're doing
this
it
out.
live.
So then that means that Rel is
weren't-
gonna be, or I'm gonna be in Rel's spot, or Rob's
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
So
All right, Rob. Where can the people find you?
It's me now. Hello. I am bonus stage Rob, otherwise known as the handsome paladin Darien Heroncrest. You can find me when I'm not being a giant nerd and playing D&D on my own Twitch channel, being a giant nerd and playing something the fuck else. So that is twitch.tv/bonus_stage_Rob. And if not there and I'm not streaming, you can follow me on Twitter at BonusStageRob for all schedules, updates, and random pictures of my cat and memes.
Memes are good. I like memes.
Cat
Thanks,
pics,
bud.
memes.
All right. Nope. That's Rel. Hang on. Hang on. Uh-oh. Window capture.
I'm
Video
coming.
2.
Don't worry, I'm
You're
coming.
running. You did it. You made it, bud.
Oh,
All right,
God.
Professor.
Woo!
Where can they
Well,
find you?
Well, they can find me in a couple different places. First off, if you want to check my social medias, you can check Twitter at prof_saccharum. I post things there every once in a while, but mostly a lot of it's retweeting different people's streams and my own streams and YouTube videos. Speaking of YouTube videos, I just started a new series called Detective Pikachu like last week or the week before, so you can always check that out if you want to see me being a little bit of a sleuth. That is at youtube.com/Professor Saccharum. Or you could like look up prof_saccharum on YouTube and find that there. And occasionally I live stream on Twitch as well. Go figure. And
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
And you can find me there
buddy.
at prof_saccharum at twitch.tv, whatever that is.
Whatever that is. Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll make mine pretty quick because, hey, this is my channel. Welcome. We don't just do D&D here. I also stream on this channel. We'll be streaming again tomorrow, more Bloodborne. And thank you again, guys, for coming out here and everyone. It was a good time. We will continue this next week, I hope. Same time, same place, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I will likely do another DM prep stream right before, like I did today, which was pretty good and was kind of fun. And all of this will be posted to the YouTube channel, so if you missed anything, it will all be there, and you can catch up on everything that happened previously to this on the YouTube channel as well.
And you should, because there were shenanigans.
A lot of
good
shenanigans.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of
And
stuff.
if you go back far enough,
No idea.
I was a different character and Professor Saccharum didn't exist.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
here.
Also true.
And I just want to point out that we had over 20 concurrent viewers at several points over the course
that
of
was
the
good. That
stream.
was good. Thanks for coming out, guys. It
were in
really
the
means a
top-
lot.
We were in the top 5 for D&D
Hell
streams
yeah.
today.
That's what I'm
On-
talking about. So big credit to you guys out there
Thank you all.
that have been watching. Thank you very much, and I hope you all can join us again next week. And we'll be here. And until next time, later.
Later.